The final game of the two-game road trip sends the Gladiators to South Florida, to Estero, to Hertz Arena, home of the defending South Division champion Florida Everblades. Hi everybody, Guy Chiarenza here with you tonight. This is going to be the Gladiators' biggest test this season, no doubt. As to this point, Atlanta, a perfect 3-0. They blew past Utah on opening weekend, took care of business in Orlando last night 5-3, but now tonight things get real. The real benchmark in the league, and especially in the South Division, is the Florida Everblades, winning 3 out of the last 4 Kelly Cups, going to the conference final last season, and of course, winning the South Division overall. This is the team to beat down south, and the Gladiators will look to do something here tonight that they have not done in a long time, and that is win in Hertz Arena. The Gladiators have lost 9 straight games here in this building, 15 straight to the Everblades overall. They'll look to snap that trend and break the curse here tonight against the Everblades. And make no mistake, this is a different Gladiators team this year, as vibes are riding high, as the team is 3-0, looking to take that perfect record and keep it and improve it to 4-0 as they head back to Atlanta next weekend to face off against the Savannah Ghost Pirates on Dia de los Muertos. So Atlanta 3-0 entering the contest. They have 6 points to the season. They're sitting pretty on top of the world. They are first place in the South Division. Look out for those Atlanta Gladiators, as the Florida Everblades, who again are really the real benchmark of success for this league. They're at 2-1. They have 4 points on the season and are currently sitting in second in the South Division. So right now it is a battle. Atlanta is one of undefeated teams in the South Division. The other is Jacksonville. They are in Greenville tonight to take on the Swamp Rabbits. It's the first of 7 meetings between Atlanta and Florida this season. It is the first of 4 here at Hertz Arena. These two teams will not see each other again until late January. So just like we saw last night in Orlando, you better make your mark here tonight early on in the season, because we will not see Florida for quite some time. And as for the Gladiators, last night was definitely a night to remember for several folks on the roster, as it was a great night for Atlanta offensively and defensively, as they took care of business in Orlando, beating the Solar Bears 5-3. It was an offensive explosion for a few Gladiators, starting with Ryan Francis. He opened the scoring for Atlanta, 5:01 into the first period. And really after that, the Gladiators did not look back, as late in the period, Alex Young potted his first of the night on the power play to make it 2-0 Gladiators. You head to the second period. Atlanta tacks on a couple of more, as it's Alex Young again on the power play to make it 3-0. Solar Bears do get on the board, as Milo Roland scored on a breakaway late in the second period to make it 3-1. But get to the third period, and the Gladiators take care of business, as they have done for the start of the season, as Atlanta picked up another goal from Ryan Francis, as capping things off was Mickey Burns' second goal of the season. And lost in all of that is Kalen Lind having a massive performance, 4 assists for his first 4 professional points in Orlando, but got a bit banged up last night. He is out of the lineup here tonight. Lind will not play, as he is not dressing. The Gladiators are actually down 2 forwards here tonight, as Ethan Scardina is out of the lineup as well. So we'll see Anthony Furiolo, who has been excellent as an offensive defenseman for the Gladiators so far this year. He'll slide into a forward role on a line with Joey Cipollone and Peter Morgan, who will make his professional debut here tonight. More on that in a moment, as Ethan Hyder stopped 31 of 34 last night in the victory. Orlando did put home 2 late power play goals in the final few minutes of the contest, chalking up to some garbage goals, some goals that'll definitely tank down the stats categories. But overall, the Gladiators played quite well in Orlando last night, and they'll look to keep the vibes high and the momentum rolling here today to Estero, in a building where they have not won in the last 2 years. Atlanta was good on special teams as well, 2 for 3 on the power play. Atlanta was good on the penalty kill as well, going 2 for 4. Again, a couple of late mishaps in the game, final 2 minutes, surrendering 2 power play goals. Otherwise, it was a really good night for the Gladiators on special teams. Look for that battle to continue here tonight, as the Everblades penalty kill is operating at 100% entering the evening. Look for that matchup against the Gladiators' red-hot power play, as Atlanta is currently sitting with the 4th best power play in the league, operating at 50%. So look for that matchup here tonight between these two squads here in enemy territory, as the Florida Everblades are doing what they do best, and that is win. Florida is coming off of a 6-1 beatdown of Orlando on Tuesday. So these two teams do have something in common. They both beat the Solar Bears by a pretty large margin earlier in the week. For Sam Stang, it was a night to remember. He had 3 goals, his first 3 professional goals for a hat trick. He also notched an assist as well. It's a 4-point game for Stang on Tuesday. Watch out for him here tonight, as he will be on a line with Reed Duke and Jesse Lansdale for the Everblades here today. Jet Jones also made his mark on that game as he finished with 1 goal and 1 assist. He was initially credited with 2 goals in that game, but since then a stat change has been made. He ends the night with 1 goal and 1 assist, but nonetheless, the guy with a Springfield Thunderbird contract ends up putting together a very nice game along with Stang, and the Everblades win as Will Cranley stopped 25 of 26 in the victory. And Florida's power play went 1 for 4. Their penalty kill went a perfect 4 for 4, as Florida is perfect on the PK this season. So that is the roundup of the early on in the week, as the Everblades and the Gladiators do battle here tonight for the first time this season. The first of 7 matchups between these two, the first in Estero. Gladiators look to break the curse and win here in Florida for the first time in 2 years. We're back here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network in a moment to talk about Peter Morgan making his professional debut. We'll also take a look at the keys to the game presented by Beaver, Mazda, and Toyota up and coming. All that and a whole lot more as we prepare for this epic South Division battle between the Everblades and the Gladiators. We're back after this.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track.
We don't just straighten you out, we empower you. We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Fucking lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Welcome back to Estero as we are getting ready for the first matchup of the season between the Everblades and the Gladiators. Atlanta off to a perfect 3-0 start here on the season. The Everblades are 2-1. Their lone loss came in this building to the Solar Bears. It was a 3-1 loss on opening weekend to Orlando. So the Everblades are looking for their first win on home ice here tonight this season. The Gladiators hoping that that does not happen tonight and they break the streak of losing here in Estero. As we get to the keys to the game here tonight, presented by Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda up and coming. Here's what Matt Ginn had to say about tonight's game and the 3 keys. As the first key to the game for the Gladiators head coach was to manage the puck. And he wants his team to handle the puck well here tonight. And against a team like Florida, you can't mishandle the puck. You have to be very careful with it, and you can't give them any opportunities. For the Gladiators, taking care of business and making sure that the puck doesn't roll off of your stick and you don't make an errant pass and turn it over and give the Florida Everblades a chance to make you pay. And make no mistake, this is a team that's won 3 of the last 4 Kelly Cups and went to the conference final last year. If you give them that opportunity, they will take it and they will score. So manage the puck. Second key for Matt Ginn was to be direct. Don't overthink things here tonight for the Gladiators. They are in enemy territory for the second time this season after playing in Orlando last night. But just be very direct with your communication, your intent with the puck, and things will unfold from there. And finally, his last key was to play with jam. Now, I think this one might be up for interpretation. He came up with the keys of the game during lunch and said, yeah, I think I want my team to play with jam tonight. So look for the Gladiators to play with some jam here today and a whole lot of jam as they look to beat the Everblades here tonight and remain a perfect resident and improve to 4. So those are the 3 keys to the game presented by Beaver, Mazda, and Toyota up and coming with Coach Matt Ginn. And making his professional debut here tonight for the Gladiators is number 55, Peter Morgan. Morgan have been scratched the last 3 games to start the season, but now due to a couple of injuries in the lineup, he gets his big break. He will get his chance tonight. I'm really excited to see Peter Morgan play, as he was a sensational forward up at SUNY Geneseo. As Morgan last season led all forwards at SUNY Geneseo with 15 goals and 22 assists with 37 points on the season. As Morgan has a very impressive resume when it comes to awards. As his freshman year, he was named the SUNYAC Rookie of the Year, and he also made the first-team all-conference team. Of course, he led his team in scoring every single year that he was there. Peter Morgan definitely can score, and he can use his speed to his advantage. Standing at 5'6", 161 pounds. Morgan, not the biggest guy in the world, but definitely knows how to use his speed to his advantage. As I've been watching him a lot during training camp, and he really can fly. So I'm looking forward to seeing Peter Morgan make his professional debut here tonight, as he will be on a line with Anthony Furiolo and Joey Cipollone. And on that note, let's get to the lineup for the Gladiators here today, as there have been a couple of changes from last night to today. So yesterday was a big night for Kalen Lind, had 4 assists, but he is out here today for the Gladiators, as is number 37, Ethan Scardina. So the Gladiators down 2 forwards. They do have an extra defenseman because Mateer came down from Milwaukee. So Mateer will dress on a line, or a pairing, I should say, with Chad Nychuk. And Furiolo, who has been great offensively for the Gladiators to start the year, well, he gets bumped up to the 4th line. He'll be on that line with Cipollone and Morgan here tonight, as the Gladiators are down 2 forwards. So let's get to tonight's starting lineup for your Gladiators, and we'll run from top down. It starts with number 16, Cody Sylvester, getting the start at left wing, standing at 5'11", 192 pounds. Sylvester has 1 assist on the season and is looking for a little bit more, as the native of Kelowna, BC, looking for his first goal of the season. And I think in a game like this, your stars need to shine bright, especially against the Florida Everblades, who, again, really are the benchmark for success in this league as of late. If the Gladiators are going to skate out of here with a win, feels like it's going to be a big game for Cody Sylvester. His starting center here tonight is number 27, Mike McNamee, standing at 6 foot even, 200 pounds, the native of Perth, Ontario. Just like Sylvester, still looking for his first goal of the season. See if McNamee can also perform when the lights are the brightest. And come through for the Gladiators here in enemy territory. Starting at right wing on that line where Scardino would usually be is number 24, Ryan Nolan, standing at 6'1", 198 pounds. The Illinois native picked up his first assist last night in the Gladiators 5-3 win in Orlando, as he assisted on the Mickey Burns goal. That was the final goal for the Gladiators on the night, as it was an initial shot by Nolan that was deflected by Burns, ended up being the score. We'll see Nolan on that top line with Sylvester and McNamee to start the game. Starting on the back end for Atlanta, usually slotted in at right D, is Chad Nychuk, starting at left D. Wearing number 39, he is a left shot defenseman, standing at 6'1", 194 pounds. The native of Rossburn, Manitoba, is on a contract with the Milwaukee Admirals, was assigned to the Gladiators at the start of the season, and he has been phenomenal. Leads the team in plus-minus as a +5 and has 3 assists in 3 games to start the year. His D partner tonight will be number 21, Jack Mateer, standing at 6'6", 205 pounds, the former draft pick of the Nashville Predators. Hails from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and he will get the start next to Nychuk, playing in his second game back with the Gladiators. Did spend some time with Atlanta 2 seasons ago, as Mateer played in 52 games with Atlanta in the 2023-24 season, at 6 goals and 11 assists for 17 points. And that year, he is reunited with Chad Nychuk, as they were both with the Milwaukee Admirals last year, here tonight in Estero for the Gladiators. Getting the start in net for Atlanta, making his second professional start, his second start with the Gladiators, his third professional start overall, is TJ Semptimphelter, standing at 6'1", 190 pounds. The native of Marlton, New Jersey, was phenomenal on Sunday when he stopped all but one shot that he saw, stopping 17 of 18 in the 4-1 win against Utah. Semptimphelter has a record of 1-0, a 1 goals against average, and a .944 save percentage coming off of that win against Utah on Sunday. And Hyder stopping 31-4. Today it is Semptimphelter as the goaltender under contract with the Milwaukee Admirals will look to get his second win of the season and send the Atlanta Gladiators back home next weekend with a perfect 4-0 record. So that is the starting lineup for the Gladiators. Again, first line, Sylvester, McNamee, and Nolan. On defense, Nychuk, Mateer. And in goal, it is Semptimphelter wearing number 35. Others shuffling around in the lineup due to the injuries suffered last night. It is Mickey Burns wearing number 7 on that second line with number 29, Louis Boudon, and number 86, Ryan Francis. Francis had 2 goals last night for the Gladiators, and Boudon sneakily is off to a hot start. He has a point in each of the first 3 games. Third line remains the same. It is Denemy wearing number 18 with number 13, Alex Young down the middle. Isaac Walter wearing number 22 is at right wing on that third line. And again, on the fourth line, number 12, Anthony Furiolo, who normally is the defenseman, will slide up into that left wing role with number 71, Joey Cipollone, number 55, again making his professional debut. And for the second defense pairing, it is Andrew Jarvis wearing number 6 with number 2, Brendan Less. And the final pairing is number 8, Ryan Conroy, with number 3, Jack Robalotti, who slides back into the lineup after missing yesterday's game. The Gladiators head coach is Matt Ginn. Assistant coach is Zach Fennell. And that is the starting lineup for your Atlanta Gladiators for the final game of the 2-game road trip. Turn our attention to the Florida Everblades. Everblades did actually not give me their starting lineup, so boo them. But number 20, Oliver Chow, will be on that top line at left wing. Chow, the Everblades captain, stands at 5'9", 165 pounds, is a left shot forward. Chow on the season still looking for his first goal as he has 2 assists in the first 3 games for Florida. His starting center here tonight is number 26, Kyle Betts, the former Utah Grizzly, who is under contract with the AHL Springfield Thunderbirds. Betts stands at 6'1", 181 pounds, and on the year, still searching for his first goal. At right wing on that first line for Florida is number 15, Carson Giusevich. The former Atlanta Gladiator stands at 6'3", 212 pounds, and hails from Orchard Park, New York. Giusevich had a great year last year for Florida, as Giusevich led the Everblades in points with 55, led them in goals with 28. He did play with Atlanta in the 2023-24 season, same as Jack Mateer, as the Everblades make their way out of the tunnel here tonight. The first D pairing listed for the Everblades here tonight is number 23, Gianfranco Casero, standing at 5'11", 187 pounds. The native of Nobleton, Ontario, will be paired up with number 6, Jordan Sambrook, standing at 6'3", 205 pounds. The right shot defenseman will round out the top pairing for Florida. And looks like starting in net for the Everblades today is number 33, Cam Johnson. Won 3 straight Kelly Cups with the Everblades. Was named playoff MVP for the first 2. He is under contract with Springfield this season. He is coming off as he was named the Nick Vitucci. And tonight, it'll be a battle of the two University of North Dakota products, Semptimphelter against Johnson. Should make for an epic night here tonight in South Florida. It's the Gladiators and the Everblades for the first time this season. Gladiators wearing blue jerseys with Gladiator gold numbers and Gladiator gold trim. Everblades wearing gray jerseys with green numbers and white trim. They will skate from right to left to start the game. The Gladiators from left to right. The scene is set. The battle is ready. Atlanta takes on Florida. Coming up next is the national anthem. And and the Gladiators. Thank you for tuning in to the pregame reports. Here is the national anthem.
Fans, please remain standing as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Please welcome the performers of tonight's anthem, Mary Brush.
We're all set and ready to go from Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida. For the first time this year is the Gladiators taking on the Everblades in a battle of the top two teams in the South Division. Atlanta at 3-0, Florida at 2-1. Tonight we see a battle of two goaltenders that went to the University of North Dakota. As we take a look at our starting netminders For the Everblades, it is Cam Johnson, the reigning goaltender of the year, up against TJ Semptenfelter, making his third professional start, coming off of a victory in his Gladiators debut on Sunday, which he stopped 17 of 18 in the 4-1 win against Utah. Should be a great matchup here tonight. Looking forward to it. Thank you to all of you for being here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network to check this one out with us here on a Friday night. Gladiators wearing blue jerseys with Gladiator gold numbers and trim will skate from left to right. The Everblades wearing a gray jersey with green numbers will skate from right to left to begin the game. And it looks like, as I suspected, the top D pairing and the top forward line for Florida will start the game, even though they didn't necessarily relay that to me before the game. I had a good guess, so W's in the chat there on YouTube. So thank you to everybody for joining us on Flow Sports and YouTube as well. Take the opening. So we will focus on this first line for the Gladiators. Goal of the year. And on that top line, we will also see Ryan Nolan. We'll see if he gets a bit of a boost being on that line with Sylvester and McNamee. Looks like they are cleaning up the ice a little bit so we can get ready for first period action. Lengthy delay brings us to our officiating crew here tonight, as our referee is David Lilly, who we saw last night in Orlando wearing number 25. It is a three-man crew, unlike last night in which we saw a four-man crew. So one referee, two linesmen. Lilly is the head honcho as the referee. The two linesmen are Tyler McCareth wearing number 44 and Nathan Frechette wearing number 49. Looks like we are now finally ready to go. Officials ready at center ice. Lilly will drop the puck as McNamee meets Betts for the opening faceoff. Puck is dropped and we're underway. It rolls down to Semptenfelter to start, as Mateer will handle for Atlanta. Under contract with the Nashville Predators. He floats it up to the neutral zone. Puck spits back to Nychuk. Whacking it in is Sylvester. Out to play it is Johnson. Almost fumbles behind the net. The Everblades are able to squeak free. Cross-ice pass. Kasevich catches up to it. The former Gladiator has to put it on a backspin to the right point, but Atlanta steps in front. Dump and chase. Nolan stays out on the forecheck as the Gladiators get their first line change of the day. Florida works their way out to the neutral zone. Puck is flagged out of the air by Sylvester. That's played with a high stick. And so 45 seconds in, we get our first stoppage. Fans, you can make your pick as to who is going to score the first goal of the game and also the first assist. First goal is presented by Hancock Whitney Bank. First assist is presented by Pinnacle Promotions. Head on over to our social media channels and check that out. Make your guess as to who is going to score the first goal and make the first assist. Florida wins the neutral zone draw. They'll plug it in. Puck up for grabs in the neutral zone as momentum carry it back out to center. D to D goes Florida, and Connor Doherty will lift it in. And actually goes into the protective netting. So we get another stoppage here, 1:02 into the game. A lot of Halloween costumes being worn here tonight, as it is the Halloween theme night for the Everblades. Atlanta hoping to scare away Florida and remain 4-0. Or remain perfect and improve to 4-0. We're not there yet. 3-0 right now, 4-0 hopefully at the end of the day. Off the center circle face-off, Jet Jones plugs it in off the end wall. The Gladiators will peel it, move over to the far side. Bodies converge there. Udon is checked down to the ice. Jones behind the net, looks over his shoulder, defended well by Les. Keeps the puck as Jones on his backhand swirls it behind the net. Over there goes Kyle Penny for Florida. Andrew Jarvis has him bottled up. Everybody wants a piece of that puck, spearing and sparring for it. Eventually is jumbled loose by Boudon. He flapjacks it over to the far wall where it's handled by Brendan Less. Boudon takes it in at center circle. Darts towards his right, gains the red line, and backhands it in. He'll head towards the bench. As on comes Isaac Walter, along with Alex Young. Young had a great night last night. 2 goals, leads the team with 6 points in 3 games. 3 goals and 3 assists. Walter coming off of a big 2-goal and 1-assist performance on Sunday. He has it below the right circle, looks to center, and it's broken up by a defenseman in front. Wanted Alex Young. Arsen Denemy out there on that line as well. As the Everblades tap it in. Atlanta quickly looks to rush out to the neutral zone. Walter takes a couple jabs at the puck and catapults it around to the left side. Where waiting is Young. Serves it down low to Denemy on his forehand. Can't quite touch the puck a second time. Florida strips it away. They'll move down the right wing. Stang, stymied at the blue line, forced to dump it down. Has an open man down low. That's Reed Duke. Centering feed. Rumbles off the stick of an Everblade. That was Curtis Henry with the chance. Here goes Peter Morgan using that speed we talked about in the open. Yes, the Gladiators set up and shop in the offensive zone. Matier puts it towards the goal. And it ends up getting deflected in towards Johnson, who freezes with 17:02 left in the first. Joey Cipollone still looking for his first goal of the season. Got a tip on that shot by Matier between the circles. Ended up losing a lot of steam on its way to Johnson. Easy save for the Florida netminder and the reigning ECHL goaltender of the year. Johnson, a large reason as to why Florida three-peated. 22, 23, and 24 was playoff MVP for the first 2 Kelly Cup runs for Florida. Face off on the near circle of the Everblade zone. Cipollone will take it and win it. Les fires around the horn to Cipollone in the near corner. Escapes the heat, finds Morgan for a quick shot. That goes over the goal. Might have hit a body in front. Now on the left side, Furiolo plugs it towards the net. Furiolo acting as a forward tonight for the Gladiators, with Lind and Scardina out. Furiolo stays out in the forecheck as his line mates make a change. 3.5 minutes gone by here in the first. Still no score. Puck trickles down into the Gladiators' end. Sylvester back on, finds Matier. Puts it up to Nolan. He'll glide down the left wing and gain some steam. Gains the red line and rips it around to the right side for Sylvester. He'll reverse it back the other way by Nolan to Nychuk, who's pinching down. Nychuk wins the battle. Puts it down low for Sylvester. Below the goal line, keeps it moving to the near side where McNamee waits. We'll try and dig it out of the pile. Puck leaks back out to the neutral zone. Matier will blast it in and head towards the bench. Betts quickly finds Gasevich on the right side. Chow takes a shot. That goes well wide. Rebound to Betts. Up top finds Doherty. They'll wind it around the horn to the right side. We're waiting as Boudon gets in front of that puck for Atlanta. It jumbles to the high slot. Picked up there by Gasevich. Backhand chance. Stopped by Semtenfelter. And we have a penalty on that play. Whistle blows. 4:28 into the first. We'll see what we have here. It's going to be a hooking call on Jack Robilotti, and the Everblades will head to the power play. So the Gladiators went 2 for 4 on the Beaver Toyota penalty kill in yesterday's game against Orlando. They're put to the test for the first time tonight. Casero to the right side, finds Chow. Puts it back up to the right point for Casero. Chow leaves it on the return feed, now takes it back in on the right side. Back to Casero, winds and fires. Initial save was made by Semtenfelter and the rebound put wide. On the left side, Casero, point to point for Chow. They'll dive down deeper. Down low has an open man. From low to high, Casero to the left side for a one-timer. That's blocked. Jarvis gets in front, and Atlanta clears. Raucous crowd here at Hertz Arena. Not a lot of empty seats as they cheer on the Everblades. They're still on the power play for the next minute and 15 seconds. Chow with the attacking zone. Moves with Lansdale. Lansdale looks to center. Broken up nicely by Mateer. He'll clear again for Atlanta. And now here's Boudon, short-handed, catching up to that puck. Shaving off some more time. Does lose possession, but into the final minute of the penalty to Robolati. Our teams make a change here. On comes Walter, Young, Mateer, and Conroy for Atlanta. Everblades collide amongst each other as looks like Gasevich tangled up with one of his own men. And so the Gladiators get a free clear. Under 30 seconds left on Florida's power play. Jones comes in on the left side. Looks to center it. Defended well by Nychuk. Keeps the play along the boards. Does come to the blue paint. Rolled in towards Semptimphelter. Jarvis gets it behind the cage and pins it up against the wall. Down to just 10 seconds left on Florida's power play. Jarvis doing a nice job of draining time off the clock. Puck is finally kicked free. Sambrook pinching down, wheels it over to the right point. Right corner, but it's not enough. Out of the box is Robolati. Takes in a stretch pass, tries to feed it across to Young. Pass a touch too far ahead, but a good look there for Robolati, fresh out of the penalty box. It's a successful penalty kill presented by Beaver Toyota Mazda for the Gladiators. Still no score with 13:10 to go in the first. Bodies come together at the end wall. Looks like Mateer was there for Atlanta, and now everybody comes together right in front of Semptimphelter as he had froze the puck on the last sequence. 13:08 left in the first period. We're going to go to our first timeout, but not before a bit of well wishes and greetings between the two clubs. Still scoreless here in Florida. We're back after this at Hertz Arena.
Kind of feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
When you need
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Welcome back to South Florida here in Estero, where there is no score to this point in the game. Pretty good crowd here for the Everblades. It is the Gladiators' first trip to Estero this season. We'll be back here in January for what will be the longest road trip of the season. The Gladiators will be on the road for 7 games in 11 days. Be a lot of fun. For now, these two teams still scoreless with 13:08 left in the first period. Shot count reads 2-1 in favor of Florida. The McNamee, Sylvester, and Nolan line out there for the faceoff to the right of Semptimphelter. Florida's won it at the left point. Cazzero tries to put it on net. It goes wide right of Semptimphelter. Atlanta has the rebound. network difficulties here in Florida, so we apologize to those on our YouTube audio stream as Johnson able to corral the puck and freeze. Still a scoreless game with 11:33 left in the first. Hopefully the internet does not go out here at Hertz Arena again. Face off on the near circle of the Florida zone. Alex Young, averaging 2 points per game, will take the face off against Jet Jones. Young wins it up to the right point for Les. He'll catapult the puck around to the left side. Jarvis pinches down below the goal line. Walter has it, moves to the top of the left circle, goes across to Les. His shot is blocked, and the puck will come out of the zone. Good play there from Penny for Florida. .11:10 left in the first period, still no score. On the left side, Penny tries to get around Les. That's a tall task. Great defensive play made by the former Adirondack Thunder. Now Young with it, looks up ice. Young on the right side, quickly pokes it to Denemy. Centering feed behind Young, and Florida takes advantage. 3-on-3 up ice. Lansdale to the middle, moves to the right side. Has a man down low in Reed Duke, but continues its way to the near corner. Mateer steps in and gets checked hard on the boards. His helmet pops off. He'll quickly collect it and put it back on. Estero takes a shot from the left point. Septenfelter's got it, and Mateer's not happy. He wants a piece of Reed Duke. He's quickly separated by the linesman, and now he's going after somebody else at the end wall. And no, I don't know. I don't want to speculate or anything, but I think that's a play where you definitely could call a penalty. It's one of those plays where Mateer, a couple feet away from the board, gets checked in the numbers and ends up hitting the wall hard, so hard that his bucket popped off. And it looks like we're going to get a penalty on the Gladiators here, so go figure. Listen, folks, I'm not one to really be skeptical or critical of the officials, but that one is a head scratcher. So Florida to the power play for the second time tonight. The Gladiators are 1-for-1 on the Beaver Toyota penalty kill. They'll look to go 2-for-2. Face off to the left of Septenfelter. As Nychuk is in the box for roughing. Florida with it at the line. Escapes the heat, staying on the left side. From the circle, floats it across. Chow has to speed into it to catch up to it. From the right point, waffles it wide of the goal. Puck is loose on the wall, scooped up by Florida. Having trouble possessing. Atlanta doing a good job of putting on the pressure. Chow on the right side, sidesteps Cipolone, feeds it to the middle. Left side shot by Duke is turned away by Septenfelter. Staying, rides the line, feeds it to the left side for Duke. Gains the circle and shoots, low line drive, stopped by Septenfelter. Not once, but twice. He had the rebound covered as well. Cipolone makes a defensive play on the right wing wall, but the Everblades keep it in. Cipolone continuing to pressure, tries to push it out, but can't do it. And now an errant pass gets flung off the skate of Duke and goes through the neutral zone. Denemy has it short-handed, tries to squirm his way towards the net, but Florida makes the defensive stand. 57 seconds left on the Everblades power play. Atlanta chucks it down again for another clear. So far, so good on the second Beaver Toyota penalty kill of the night. Gladiators thwart the Everblades' plans, moving through the neutral zone. Boudon has it, still short-handed. Centers for a quick shot by Burns. He has one short-handed goal this year, coming in the 4-1 win against Utah on Sunday. Looking for his second. On the left side come the Everblades. Centering feed, off balance was Kasevich. Tumbles into Conroy. Puck is loose in the near corner, and Atlanta will clear again. Down to just 10 seconds left on the penalty to Nychuk. Orlando trying to make something of it. Jones rumbles down the left wing. Pinned up by Robillati. Time drains out on the penalty to Nychuk. It's 2-for-2 on the Beaver Toyota penalty kill for Atlanta. Back to even strength. Florida still with it. Jones centers to the left point. Across to the right side. They'll put it wide of Septemfelter. Rebound available. And he just gets across to make the save. Kasevich was there, but just couldn't quite handle it. And Septemfelter had enough time to get across. Unbelievable. What a start to the night for TJ Septemfelter and the Gladiators penalty kill. They're 2 for 2. We're still scoreless here in Estero. We're back in just a moment.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track.
We don't just straighten you out, we empower you. We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
Welcome back to Hertz Arena. Still scoreless here. We're at the midway point of the first period. Do apologize to our YouTube audio stream viewers as there are some technical difficulties going on here at Hertz Arena, most particularly with the internet connection. So seems like that's been a recurring theme in this building in the past. Looks like it's back again this year. So with 8:12 left in the first period, it is the Everblades leading the shot count 6-1 in a scoreless game, coming off of an impressive performance from TJ Septemfelter on that last sequence. Fluttering out the right pad to make a save on the goal line on Kasevich. Here's Taryn Pfizer, puts it on goal. Another pad save from Septemfelter. His 7th of the night. Atlanta rips it down the length of the ice. No icing as the Everblades will collect. Landry throws it through the neutral zone. All the way down, no icing. Nychuk around the horn to Firiolo on the left side. He'll knock it to the right point, and speeding into it is Morgan. Boy, does he have some speed, but he doesn't beat out Curtis Henry for the icing. And so it will be an icing on Atlanta with 7:47 left in the first period. We see another face-off back near Septemfelter. Kyle Betts will take the face-off against Joey Cipollone. Cipollone initially wins it, but you're going to redo that draw again. As the linesman has about as good of hands as anybody on my fantasy team, drops the initial pass and picks it up and drops the puck. Florida wins it. Doherty tries to slip it down low to Chow at the half wall. Chow somehow weasels away from the scrum, centers for a pass, and breaking that up was Mateer. Mateer having a good night defensively so far. Florida keeps the puck at the right point. D to D. Doherty has it, puts it towards the goal, flipped away by Septemfelter. Florida trying to screen him there as Morgan gains the red line, flings it in and heads towards the bench. Morgan playing in his first professional game here tonight. Had an outstanding 4-year career at SUNY Geneseo. He's wearing number 55 for the Gladiators here tonight. Florida finally creeps out from behind Johnson. Under 7 minutes to go in the first. Left side shot by Jones, kicked away by Septemfelter. He's been busy in the first. Behind the net goes Penny. On his forehand, rides up the far side wall. Serves it down low to Jones. His backhand swipes the stick away from Brendan Lessie. Picks it back up. Puck up for grabs on the left side. Florida has it from low to high. A blast by Casero. Stopped by Septemfelter. The rebound shut down on the backhand as Jones was there. What a display of athleticism from Septemfelter here in the first. And it feels like this game could be maybe 3-2 Florida if it wasn't for the stellar work of TJ Septemfelter. Made some incredible stops here in the first period. The Gladiators just have one shot on goal to this point. Florida with 10. Face off to the left of Septemfelter. It'll be Boudon against Stang. Boudon wins it for Atlanta. The Gladiators will sky it to the neutral zone. Florida tries to lift it back in, but it's gloved down by Robilotti. Atlanta swiftly to the left side, wanted to hit Burns on the stretch pass, but did not make it there and ends up going for an icing against Atlanta. 6:13 left in the first period. Seems like a lot of the play has been in Atlanta's end so far here tonight, and doesn't help. Back here at Hertz Arena, still a scoreless affair here in the first period, but if it was not for Teed, it's probably a 2 or 3 goal Florida lead. Second Filter stopping 10 of 10 to start. Johnson has just seen 2. Atlanta looking to change that and give him a bit of a busier workload here in the final 5 minutes of the first. Face off to the right of Johnson. Young will take it and win it to Denemy. Working along the left side half wall, Denemy glides below the goal line. Spins away from Landry, works it up high. Mateer on the right side, sidesteps. Backhands it below the goal line. Walter tied up, tries to chase it. Henry plays it over to Landry. And the Everblades able to escape the heat from Walter and company. Chow from left to right has the open man. Betts will serve it down low for Gasevich. Defended by Mateer. The 2 former teammates on the Gladiators 2 seasons ago. Jockey, the right side, a shot goes into traffic. Ends up below the goal line. Chow. Turn it to Chow below the goal line. Young gets in front of it, but can't clear it out. Chow behind the cage. Looking, surveying, puts it towards the goal, and Septenfelter makes another save. Incredible stuff from the product of the University of North Dakota. He makes his 11th stop of the night. On comes the line of McNamee, Sylvester, and Nolan for the Gladiators. If you're just joining us, Atlanta here tonight without Kalen Lind and Ethan Scardina. So Peter Morgan making his professional debut is on the fourth line with Cipollone and Furiolo, who would normally dress. Gladiators win a byproduct. The stands here a couple rows below me. And the clock stops with 3:53 to go in the first. And not a whole lot of offense here from the Gladiators to start, but got a penalty on Florida. Casero to the box. Now finally we get to see Atlanta on the power play. So Atlanta heads to the Eco-Electric power play. First opportunity of the night, but we'll get to see that Florida penalty kill that is operating at 100% through 3 games. Face off to the right of Johnson. McNamee to take it. Gladiators trying to get a hand on it off the tie-up, and they do. Nychuk drifting towards his right, plays it to the right side for Francis. Returns to Nychuk. Shot on goal is blocked by Sylvester. Nychuk to second try, goes into traffic, kick save Johnson, and now he's able to pounce onto the puck. Now afterwards, tempers flare. Walter right in the thick of it in a headlock, courtesy of Jordan Sambrook. In the meantime, it was a delay of game penalty against Casero. That is why the Gladiators are on the power play. And that same unit that started the power play will stay out there. Just 19 seconds gone by. The line are Nychuk and Francis. Gladiators win the face-off. Francis touches it to Sylvester. Back to Francis on the left side. Delays, finds a man down low. Walter back to Francis. Left circle shot, eaten up by Johnson. And after the whistle, it's Walter again going at it with Sambrook. Walter trying to talk to David Lilly, the referee, and argue his case as to why maybe Sambrook could be in the box, but looks like both Walter and Sambrook will stay out there for this next sequence. It's Chow, Betts, Doherty, and Sambrook, the 4 out there for Florida. Face up on the far circle. McNamee steps in. Wins it for Atlanta. Walter quickly to Nychuk. A bomb goes off the backside of the skid of Sylvester. Puck goes down below the goal line to McNamee. Tries to soft touch it to Francis. Florida able to weasel away. It's Chow. Quickly springs it up. And here goes Betts through the neutral zone. Short-handed down the right wing. Tries to flip it towards the goal and does. But it ran out of real estate. Septenfelter gets a paw on it and freezes with 2:58 left in the first. And I don't think TJ Septenfelter wanted the whistle to blow there. I think he tried to keep play moving, but held onto it just long enough for the referee to blow the whistle. And so with 2:58 left in the period, get a face-off to his left. 1:05 left on the Gladiator power play. Face-off is won by Florida. They'll whack it below the goal line where it's collected by Florida will clear. Conroy has Burns on the left side. Off the wall, wanted Cipollone. Instead, Burns lands on his backside, and the puck ends up in the Everblade bench. Coming up after the first period is the first intermission report here from Florida. We'll talk about all the events of period number 1, look ahead to period 2, and take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here on a busy, busy night in the ECHL. All that and a whole lot more coming up next after the first period. Neutral zone face-off won by Florida. They're still shorthanded for the next 30 seconds as Semptimphelter plays it away, and it looks like Gasevich might have gotten a piece of Semptimphelter. But we play on. Gladiators stymied at the blue line, forced to regroup and reload on the zone entry. Miscommunication as Francis has to backpedal in. As Nychuk on the left side. Gladiators look up and dump it in. Johnson out to play. On his forehand, tries to rip it out. Turnover here. Chance for Nychuk. Score! On a wacky play, Nychuk takes advantage. The Gladiators score. It's 1-0 Atlanta with 1:55 left in the first. It starts with the pressure on the forecheck from the Gladiators. As we look for a replay here in Arena, thought we were going to show one. Instead, we just get a nice view of a couple bags of candy, so go figure. But Gladiators dump the puck in. They put immediate pressure on Johnson, crash below the goal line. It's a turnover. Everybody converges into the blue paint. Nychuk has it at the top of the high slot. Winds in towards the goal. Sees a wide, wide empty net. Puts it in for his first goal of the season. And the Gladiators had the first goal of the night. Atlanta with it in the attacking zone. Less from the right point. Winds it around to the left corner for Furiolo. They'll quickly leave it for Morgan, who turns and shoots. Save Johnson and juggles the rebound and freezes. And just a crazy, wacky play that led to the Atlanta goal, but you take him any which way you can get him, and Chad Nychuk has got his first of the year. Remains a point-per-game player with 1 goal and 3 assists to this point. Face-off to the right of Johnson. Nychuk's goal is assisted by Isaac Walter. 18-0. Atlanta takes the lead, headed into the locker room. Gladiators this season, when leading after one period of play, are 1-0. Florida this season, when trailing after one, have never been in such instances this season. This is the first time the Everblades have trailed after one period. Talk about what all that means and what happened here in the first period that led to this point, and also take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard as well. Coming up next on the first intermission report,
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track.
We don't just straighten you out, we empower you. We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Fucking lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
back here in Estero through 20 minutes of play. It is the Gladiators with the 1-0 lead over the Everblades. I'm Guy Chiarenza, welcoming you into the first intermission report here at Hertz Arena. Looked for a while there that it was going to be a scoreless first period of play, and honestly, if it wasn't for the heroics of TJ Septenfelter, we're probably talking about a 2-3 goal Florida lead heading into the second, but that is not the case, as TJ Septenfelter has put on a show, stopping all 11 shots that he saw in the first period, as the Gladiators end up scoring on a power play goal late in the period to make it a 1-0 Atlanta lead through 20. So here's how it broke down. We were scoreless for much of this period, and Septenfelter making stop after stop keeps the Gladiators in the game. Florida does get 2 chances on the power play. Gladiators penalty kill picks up right where it left off. Was great last night in Orlando, ends up finishing 2 for 4, but think back to yesterday that 2 of those goals were scored late in the game, one coming with the Everblades net empty, so it was a 6-on-4. So can't read too much into that. Gladiators PK has been really good to start this season, and they showcased that here against the Everblades to start. They go 2 for 2 in the first period on the PK, and they get their first power play chance of the game later on in the period as Gianfranco Casero gets called for delay of game late in the period, and it was one of those plays where it looked like he was trying to chip it off the glass and out. I think it might have hit a player. It looked like it could have hit a player's stick on its way out, but I suppose not, and it ends up being that it is a delay of game penalty. And he ends up going to the box, and the Gladiators power play takes advantage as on the wackiest play I think I've seen all year. Thank you. We got Mitch Korn here on press row. Might have to do an interview with you at some point. What do you think? Yeah? intermission. I got another one down here, yeah. We'll get them on. But anyhow, the Gladiators score on the power play as Atlanta doing a really good job of working the puck around. It was towards the later stages of the power play that Atlanta scored. They're working the puck around, doing a good job, and then they dump it down. Cam Johnson comes out of the net to play the puck. And Atlanta sees this, and they just crash it. Everybody moves in towards Johnson, trying to rip that puck away. Quickly tries to rush back into the net, but ends up falling down, ends up on his stomach, and then everybody else piles into the blue paint. Meanwhile, the puck leaks up to the high slot where Nychuk picks it up, skates on in, and scores. So Chad Nychuk has his first goal of the season. He now has 4 points in 4 games to start the year, 1 goal and 3 assists to this point. And it is the Gladiators that have the lead through 20 minutes of play. And so the shot count may read 11-6 in favor of Florida, but it is the Gladiators that have the lead. And it's one of those things where you just get the perfect combo for success. You think about it, TJ Semptifelter, it all starts with him between the pipes. Boy, has he been good so far tonight. Incredible showing from Semptifelter to begin tonight's game. Goes 11 for 11 in the first period. Heads into the second with a lot of mojo. Playing on the road, his first road start here in Estero, Florida, one of the toughest buildings to play in the South Division, and he's unfazed. Unbelievable, incredible. Makes it an absolute, has an absolutely great first period for the Gladiators. Keeps them in the game. Again, the penalty kill, fantastic for Atlanta, going 2 for 2. And then finally, when the Gladiators get their big break, their chance on the power play, they make the most. But that's really been only 1 period to play, but it's the kind of things that you need to do to win. And the Gladiators this season, they're 3-0, not because of some kind of fluke occurrence. This Gladiators team has the right mind, found a way to come out and win in these kinds of situations. And we saw it again in the first period where it looked like they were outworked for much of the period, maybe 80% of it, but yet it's them that have the lead through 1 period of play. So we'll see if that trend continues throughout the rest of the game, but I have to imagine that Matt Ginn and Zach Vanell, the coaching staff of the Gladiators, would like to look and see their team play in the Florida zone a little bit more in the second period. We'll talk about that and what we can expect the Gladiators to do in the second frame when we come back here on the first intermission report. We'll also take a look at some scores from around the league as some other teams in the South Division are in action here tonight. Back after this.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Fucking lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. so you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Apologize for the technical difficulties going on here in Florida. Seems like there is a network issue, so we're working our hardest to make sure that gets taken care of. First Horizon Coliseum in Greensboro. Gargoyles are hosting the Reading Royals. Reading has the 2-1 edge in that contest over Greensboro. With 4:13 left in the second period, over at Coliseum Videotron in Quebec, the Lions are taking on the Thunder. As back in just a moment here on the Gladiators Network, we are trying to take care of the internet issues. Good news. We have solved the internet issues here at Hertz Arena. We are now using a wired connection. Looks like the port that was below me was not hot, so a little of a miscommunication there. It is my first time in this arena, but all in all, we got it all figured out, and the Gladiators have a 1-0 lead, so we're all pretty happy here on Press Row. I'm Guy Chiarenza here on the first intermission report, joined here on Press Row by Mitch Korn, the goaltending coach for the Gladiators and the Admirals and the Predators as well. And we'll see him on the second intermission report. We'll talk to him, get his thoughts. And it was a busy first period for TJ Simptonfelter, stopping 11 shots in the first, all 11 that he saw. And the Gladiators put together just enough to come away out of the first period with a 1-0 lead on the power play goal from Chad Nychuk. So now let's finally take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard and continue with it, as it is Reading with the 2-1 lead over Greensboro. 4:13 left in the second period there. The Trois-Rivières Lions have a 2-0 lead over the Thunder at Coliseum Videotron. Iowa leads Kalamazoo 4-1 in Michigan. Worcester and Norfolk are tied at 1 with 5:57 left in the second in Norfolk. Jacksonville, the only other undefeated team in the South Division at 2-0, have a 3-2 lead over Greenville with 5:37 left in the second period at Bon Secours Wellness Arena. Heritage Bank Center in Cincinnati, the Cyclones have a 1-0 lead over Fort Wayne. Toledo and Bloomington are scoreless with 4:46 left in the first. Tahoe leads Tulsa 1-0 at BOK Center. Kansas City and Allen are tied as that game just got underway. And coming up later on the docket is Wichita at Rapid City and Utah at Idaho. And that is the roundup from around the league on this Friday night in late October. Gladiators looking to improve to 4-0 with a win here in Estero. Approaching second period action here from Florida, and I think go back to Matt Ginn's keys to the game. We'll see how we're doing so far on those. Be direct, manage the puck, and play with jam were Matt Ginn's 3 keys to the game. And I think for the most part, the Gladiators have kind of checked those boxes in the first period, but I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement there. I think Atlanta definitely could be a bit more direct. Felt like there were times where Florida was getting in front of pucks and the Gladiators were not having their way. And it kind of goes hand in hand with managing the puck. I think the Gladiators could be a little bit crisper with their passes here and make a little bit smarter decisions when it comes to handling the puck. But playing with jam, again, I think that's up for interpretation. But the Gladiators did show a lot of grit and poise in that first period. We're tested a bit definitely by the reigning South Division champions, but held firm. So give them a good check mark on that one. Gladiators playing with jam so far, and they do have the lead heading into the second period. Florida back out there to start the second period of play wearing gray jerseys with green numbers and blue trim. A little bit of white mixed in there as well. They'll skate from left to right here in the second. The Gladiators wearing blue jerseys with gold numbers and Gladiator gold trim will skate from right to left in period 2. TJ Simptonfelter stopped 17 of 18 in the 4-1 win against Utah on Sunday. Looked phenomenal in that game. The only goal that was scored against him in that game came on a turnover in the second period. Otherwise, would have been a perfect night for him. So far, so good for number 35 between the pipes today. He was the star of the show in the first period for Atlanta. Gladiators will skate from right to left here in the second. Special teams did play a factor in the first period. Atlanta won that special teams battle in period 1, going 1-for-1 on the Eco Electric power play and 2-for-2 on the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill. So we'll see if anything else gets called in the second period. The Gladiators will be tested more on those fronts, but all in all, to this point, an impressive showing for Atlanta in the first on special teams. Mike McNamee will take the opening draw of the second period against Kyle Betts, the former Utah Grizzly. We're having some fun on a Friday night. Atlanta leads by 1. McNamee wins the opening draw of the second, and Nychuk will tip it into the attacking zone. Gazzaro gives chase for Florida. Tries to peel it off the corner wall. Atlanta wants to step in front. Nychuk was there for a second, but the Everblades do clear. Puck goes the length of the ice, and it is an icing as Mateer beats out Chow to the puck. Faceoff will be to the right of Cam Johnson. Today, Florida Everblades franchise record in wins with 37 last year. Florida just 3 points behind South Carolina for the Brabham Cup. And they end up going all the way to the conference final last year. They do not get the four-peat as they were bested by Trois-Rivières in the conference final. And Trois-Rivières did end up winning the Kelly Cup last year. Sylvester has it in the neutral zone. Lines to his left, fires around the horn to his right. McNamee with it at the half wall. Bullies his way down low, looks to connect with Sylvester. Pass is broken up by Gasevich, and the Everblades roll out to the Gladiators zone. Puck rolls off the stick of Chow. Jarvis with it on the left side. He'll scoot it up to the neutral zone. On the fly is Francis. Tries to split the D, but is shoved down by Berzola. And so Florida will possess 1 minute and 10 seconds into the second. Francis on the forecheck, looks to get it back. Centering feed goes off a skate. Jarvis moves it point to point for Les. From the right side, Les has it. Across to Jarvis. He'll serve it down low. Grabbed again by Burns. Rotate it around to Les again from the right point. Reverses to Jarvis creeping down from the left corner. Moves to his backhand. On his forehand, delivers to Boudon. They trade places. Boudon to Jarvis. Left side shot. Steered away by the stick of Johnson. Rebound to Francis. Up to Jarvis. Tip in front by Boudon. Just goes wide of the Florida netminder, and the Everblades will clear. I don't think the Gladiators could have started the second period any better on that front, as Jarvis is crunched deep in his own end. Throwing that hit was Connor Doherty. And Atlanta ices the puck. Jarvis is going to stay out there, but he took the full force of that on his own end wall. Back to my original thought, I don't think the Gladiators could have had a better shift to start other than score. Looked like they were buzzing, getting good sustained offensive zone time. Good start for the boys in blue. At the line, Landry surveys and shoots. Glove save, Semtefelter couldn't snatch the rebound. And so now Landry has it again at the right point. Sidesteps Burns, cuts towards the net, backhands it to the middle. Broken up by Young. He quickly turns up ice. Young with speed on the right wing. Feeds it down below the goal line. Walter in pursuit. Puck tumbles to the right side half wall where Denemy is waiting for it. Puck is swindled away from him by Stang. Through the neutral zone, brushes it to the right side, looking for Duke. Gladiators able to rub him off the puck. And now in the neutral zone, Florida jabs it back down. Robilotti feeds it to the right side, takes a check in the process. Young scoops it up and streaks up ice. Young from the right side takes the shot. It's blocked. And the puck will go out of play as Cazzero made the defensive stand. 17:03 left in the second period. Atlanta still leads 1-0 off the first period power play goal from Nychuk. Face off to the left of Johnson. Burns will take this face off with Morgan to his left and Furiolo to his right. Florida wins the defensive zone draw. They'll go behind Johnson. Quickly over to Cazzero. They'll go coast to coast looking for Pfizer. Overskates the pass. Forced to play it back. Sambrook to Cazzero. And upwards they go. They'll knock it into the attacking zone. Nychuk has the loose puck. Wheels and deals to the neutral zone. It's grabbed by Morgan. Locates Cipollone on the right wing. Shoots. Shoulder save Johnson. He doesn't know where the puck is. It plops down at the left point where Nychuk finds Mateer. He'll blast it into the glove of Johnson with 16:33 left in the second. Another good sequence there for the Gladiators and good shift there for that Cipollone, Furiolo, Morgan line. Bit of a makeshift line with Lyndon Scardina out. Good shift there for that trio. They head to the bench. On comes the line of Sylvester, McNamee, and Nolan. And a bit of a quiet start to the season for Sylvester and McNamee. Been on that top line for the Gladiators, but just have one assist each to show for it. Coming in the season opener against Utah on the 18th. Feels like if Atlanta's going to win here tonight, Those two are going to have a big night. As Nychuk has it at the left wing wall. Looks to center. Quick shot. McNamee towards the goal. And it bounced in on Johnson. Nolan was in front, being a bit of a net front presence, trying to screen Johnson and get a tip on that puck, but it would not go. Much better second period from the Gladiators, and the shot count reflects that. It's 12-10 in favor of Florida. Atlanta has outshot the Everblades 4-1 to start the second. Face off to the right of Johnson. Gladiators win it. Mateer holds and shoots. Kick save Johnson. The rebound available in the slot, but Atlanta can't get a stick on it. Nolan was there, but it's stolen away. Kyle Betts streaks down the right wing. On his backhand, sauces it below the goal line in search of Gasevich. Ends up sparring with Nolan. Puck is loose. Mateer steps in to help out. It leaks over to Seltenfelter, who is able to get a glove on it and freeze. Dangerous play there as a couple of sticks came together. The puck just spurts out towards the blue paint, and Seltenfelter is able to cover it up. 4:01 into the second period. The margin in the shot count is just one. 12-11 in favor of the Everblades. Gladiators were being outshot 6. They were being outshot 11-6 through 20 minutes of play. They've outshot Florida 5-1 so far in the middle frame. Off the face-off, they rip it towards the goal. Save Seltenfelter. Boudon's lost his stick. He gets it back as Atlanta clears. Francis tangos for it in the neutral zone. Florida able to keep possession. They'll stretch it down the right wing. They were searching for Penny. Just a tad offline, and now Burns has it on the near wall. Finds Francis through the neutral zone. Here he goes. Francis on the left side. Puts it back around the goal. Francis on the wraparound. Can't get a shot away. Johnson gets back into position. Francis on the backhand still. Cycles over to the near side wall. Chips it down low to the goal line where Boudon tries to wrangle for it. Boudon working against Berzola. Getting help from Francis. Atlanta able to hang on to the puck for the moment. Board battle ensues. Check is thrown by Conroy on Romano, but all in all, the Gladiators lose that battle, and they get a line change in. 5:10 into period 2. Atlanta still has a 1-0 lead. Florida ices the puck with 14:49 on the clock. The tire bodies out there for Florida. Atlanta looking to take advantage. New look line of Young, Cipollone, and Denemy for this sequence. Face off on the far circle. Young, the center. He wins it cleanly. At the right point, they move it to the left. Nychuk a shot wide of the goal. Wanted a tip from Denemy. Didn't get there, and Florida able to whack it out to the neutral zone. Atlanta quickly back with it. Florida able to get a line change in. Nychuk stretches it to the neutral zone, looking for Young. Clanks off of his stick as he gets directed to the near side wall. Puck is chucked back to Johnson, who keeps it moving. As they'll lay it over to the far side wall. Atlanta putting on pressure. Young keeps it in at the line. Pelts it off the end wall. Grabbed there by the Everblades, and they'll float it to the neutral zone. And a whistle here with 14:04 left in the second period. That puck may have hit an Everblade on the bench, and so we'll get a face-off at center circle. Just 4 seconds under 6 minutes gone by in the second. Jarvis on the left side has some open space. Gains the red line, feeds it to the right. Les skates into it for a shot, and that is snapped up by Johnson. Good chance there for Brendan Les. All started with the speed and the vision from Andrew Jarvis, moving it from left to right. Sends us to our first media timeout of the second period, with Atlanta still up by 1. 13:50 left in the second period. The lone goal scored by Chad Nychuk on the power play late in the first period. We're back after this.
like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Back here in Estero, the Gladiators lead 1-0 thanks to the late goal on the power play in the first period from Chad Nychuk. Isaac Walter had the assist on a wacky sequence that led to the goal. Here in the second period, a much better outing for the Gladiators. They have outshot the Everblades 7-2 in the middle frame. So much of the first period was spent in the Gladiator zone. It was Semptimphelter putting on a show. Here in the second period, it's been almost exactly the opposite. Now it's Cam Johnson's turn to face the heavy workload. He has kept it a 1-goal game here in the second. Off the face-off, McNamee tries to power towards the goal. Shot ends up going wide, and Florida scoops it up, moves out to the neutral zone. Dump and chase. Lansdale hit along the end wall. McNamee with it again. On the right side, surveys, goes across for Nychuk. Tipped up to Sylvester. He'll center, and reaching out was Morgan, but the pass just a foot too far ahead. Sylvester takes it in at the end wall. Kicks it to the blue paint. Nobody home for Atlanta. And they're forced to regroup. Estero with it with 13-13 left in the second. On the left side, Lansdale gains the attacking zone. Quick exchange with Sam Brook. Tries to put it towards the goal. Goes off a stick and into the netting for a stoppage. 6:56 into the second. TJ Semptimphelter had a busy first period. Not so much the case in the second. He's only seen 2 shots here in period 2. Face-off will be to his right. Florida wins the face-off, but a little too cleanly. Puck escapes the zone. Nolan puts on pressure as Pfizer tries to maneuver through the neutral zone. Needham and company will tip it in, and it'll end up being an icing on the Everblades with 12:48 left in the period. Face off to the right of Johnson. Personnel out there for Atlanta: Boudon with Francis and Burns, along with Robilotti and Conroy as the 2 defensemen. Everblades win the D-zone draw. They'll skate out to the neutral zone. Burns able to kick the puck away. Ends up rolling back to Berzola. Out in the neutral zone, trying to hit Pfizer on a stretch pass. Did not connect, and here's a turnover behind the net. Semptimphelter was there. Stumbles back to the blue paint, and Atlanta is able to escape. Awkward-looking play there, similar to the way Utah scored on Semptimphelter on Sunday. And nonetheless, the Gladiators survive. Jarvis from the red line. Springs it into the attacking zone. Needham gets there for Florida. Goes across to Pfizer. Back the other way. Go the Everblades, and that play is quickly broken up by the Glads. Jarvis over the red line. Gains the attacking zone. Andrew Jarvis and the Gladiators are offside. Jarvis palms up saying, come on. Eagle Eye linesman had it and called it with 11:54 left in the second. Neutral zone face-off. Young will take it up against Kyle Betts. And again, we see different personnel on that line with Morgan, with Young, and Denemy. Turnover deep in the Glad zone. Cycling around is Gasevich. Starts over to the right side, steers it down low to Chow. He is wrapped up by Jarvis defensively, and his play slows to a halt on the end wall. Jarvis in the thick of it. Carlton product tries to squeeze his way out of it. At the line, Florida holds. Chow has it stolen away by Les. Quickly gets it to Denemy. slithers towards his left, dumps the puck down. Gladiators get a swap on the back end as that line continues to pressure on the forecheck. Florida able to dispense the puck in the neutral zone and back down to Semptimphelter. 9 minutes gone by here in the second. Atlanta ices the puck with 10:56 to go as we approach the midway mark of the game. Shot count is now even at 13 apiece. Atlanta in the middle frame has outshot Florida 7-2. Florida averaging 22.6 shots against per game. That is the second best figure in the league. Atlanta right there with them, 24.6. That is fifth best. So keep an eye on that shot count as the night goes on, as Florida puts one in on Semptimphelter, makes a series of saves. Good defensive stand in front by Mateer, and Nychuk will skate it away. Quickly hits Denemy on the fly. Gliding down the right wing, he shoots. It goes off the stick of Berzola, and now it's Florida's turn in transition. Semptimphelter gets a stick on it, plays it to the neutral zone. Now here goes Sylvester. Cody Sylvester on the left side, stops on a dime. Looks for a trailer, feeds it to the middle, hits a stick on the way, and eventually makes its way to Mateer. He stumbles and is tripped, and Atlanta's going back to the power play. Anthony Romano gets caught. It's a tripping call on Romano, and the Gladiators will have their second power play of the night. Gladiators scored in the first period on the power play to make it a 1-0 game here in the second period with 10:16 to go. They'll look to do it again and make it a 2-goal lead. Conroy off the faceoff, deals it to the right side for Young. Dancing at the point, trying to chuck it to the middle. Hits the skate of an Everblade and goes out to center. Atlanta forced to regroup and reload. Cipollone scrubbed off the puck on the right side. Again, Atlanta looking to get back in the attacking zone. Burns gains the red line and rips it in. Puck tumbles to the right side, now below the goal line, and is cleared by Stang. Florida swaps out penalty killers. Off goes Cipollone, on comes Francis for Atlanta. Conroy leaves it for Young. Feeds Boudon on the left side. He feathers it below the goal line. Miscommunication from the Gladiators. Passes are offline. Here's Chow shorthanded on the right side. Looks to backhand it towards the middle for Betts. But on the back check was Burns. And the Gladiators get the puck back. 9:06 left in the second period. 48 seconds left on Atlanta's power play. Berzola has it in the neutral zone, taking all the time in the world. Pitches it into the Gladiators zone. And here comes Atlanta on the breakout. It's McNamee zipping through the neutral zone. Wobbled off the puck at the blue line, and now Florida with another chance shorthanded as Lansdale gets possession for Florida, and again, they take their time. 15 seconds left on the Gladiators power play. They dump it in. Nychuk will take it from Semptimphelter. Maybe one last chance here for the Gladiators on the man advantage. Sylvester to McNamee over the attacking line. Penalty expires. We're back to even strength. Sylvester working behind the net, loses the puck. Florida clears. And it'll be an icing with 8:05 left. So a missed opportunity there for Atlanta. No shots on goal on that power play, and kind of felt like on that power play for Atlanta, they were just a bit disconnected and had really a bit of trouble getting into the attacking zone once they were out of it, and that was that. So back to even strength. Face off to the left of Johnson. Cipollone with Nolan and Furiolo will take this face-off. So you've seen Nolan move from the top line now, the fourth with Cipollone and Furiolo. And Peter Morgan cycle throughout the lineup. Florida tosses the puck into the Gladiators zone. Jarvis with it on the near side. Locates Cipollone. Tries to spring it out of the zone. Instead, it's held in. Reed towards the net. Reed Duke, that is. Trying to turn and shoot. Ends up getting blocked on the left side. Big hit thrown by Nolan. Scrubs off Casero from the puck. Duke surges down the right wing, looks to center, broken up by Cipollone. Everblades try and put it towards the goal, gets deflected wide. Furiolo from the left side deals it to the middle for Nolan. Waits at the blue line, floats it into the attacking end and goes off for a line change. 7:10 left in the second period. Gladiators still lead by 1. Shot from the right wing, kicked away by Semptenfelter on Pfizer. Boudon with it through the neutral zone. Loses a hand on it, gets help from Matier. Denemy at the red line, softly taps it into the attacking zone. Boudon gives chase. They go to the end wall. Boudon peels it away from Landry. Francis has it on the left side. Works his way to the high slot, drifts to the blue line, and just emerged out of the zone. Gladiators are offside with 6:41 left in the second, and they keep their 1-0 lead. We're back to Hertz Arena after a word from our local sponsors. Back here in Florida, it is a 1-0 Gladiators lead to this point as we work our way towards the second intermission report. As Atlanta scored late in the first period on a power play. They've gone 1 for 2 on the man advantage here in tonight's game and 2 for 2 on the penalty kill, as there has been only one penalty called here in the second period, and that was against the Everblades. And the Gladiators could not capitalize on that chance, so the goal from Nychuk is the difference. Face off right in front of the Gladiators bench. Nychuk has it off the face-off victory. We'll tap it down below the goal line where Florida rips it away, gets out to the neutral zone, and not much more. On a backspin. Goes back to Berzola. He'll look up ice, move it towards his left. Stretch pass, intercepted by Francis. Squirms down the right wing wall, gets bottled off the puck. A good play there for number 86. Glads keep it in the offensive zone. Denemy across to Francis. He'll shoot, and that's stopped by Johnson. Just got enough of it with the shoulder. Puck over on the left side as Denemy locates Nychuk at the point. Takes a return feed in the near corner. Denemy pushed off the puck. Nychuk keeps it in. Floats it across to Matier. He'll hold. Pounce it off the end wall for Boudon. Cycles his way to the high slot. Puts it towards the goal. Looking for a tip from Denemy. Did not get it. Nychuk steers it in towards Johnson. He covers up as Francis gets decked down by Doherty in front of Johnson. All in all, it remains a 1-0 Gladiator lead. Go to another media timeout. We are back after this.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track.
We don't just straighten you out, we empower you. We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Gladiators are doing without two forwards here tonight as Kalen Lind and Ethan Scardina did not dress for tonight's game, and after doing some spotting from across the pond, and some of you made a note on YouTube that we have not seen Isaac Walter for some time. Didn't want to speculate on it, but it has been a while since we saw number 22. And so we'll keep an eye on that as the night goes on. Face off to the right of Johnson. McNamee will take it out there with Young and Sylvester. Everblades win that face-off. They'll lift it over the neutral zone, out in front, and here's a shot from Stang. Oh, boy, that was a great shot by Semptenfelter, saved by Semptenfelter on Stang, as the Gladiators got caught napping there. Florida hits a stretch pass, and it almost ends up being a goal. Duke gets it to the right point for a shot by Sambrook, blocked by his own man and Stang. Remember, Stang had 4 points in the last downing against Orlando, 3 goals and 1 assist. It seems like he's come alive on this shift here. Sambrook shot from the right point, goes wide left of Semptenfelter. Stang has the rebound. On the left corner, sparring with it with Les. Les able to get it to Jarvis. Just like Stang, the crowd has come to life. Jarvis on the left side, angles it off the wall to Sylvester. He'll zip it around the zone to the right wing wall, where a back down puck goes behind the net for Sylvester. Wants to center for Cipollone. His shot goes wide of the cage and back to Sylvester, who's wrapped up by Pizzero. Morgan with it, touches the puck, and it's a hand pass on Atlanta. The puck was lifted to the neutral zone and batted down by a Gladiator and then played by Morgan with 4:25 left in the second period. Face off in front of the Everblades bench. Cipollone will take it out there with Burns and Morgan. Deep pairing is Conroy and Robilotti, as the neutral zone face off is won by the Everblades. Landry scurries down the right wing wall, gets it up top for a shot by Pfizer that gets deflected wide. I think Needham was in front of the net there to get a stick on it. Meanwhile, Pfizer has it at the left point. Creeps to the high slot. Pfizer dangerously feeds it to Landry. From the high slot, he shoots, and it's steered away by Semptenfelter. Gladiators clear, but another good shift from Florida. Seems like they're starting to come alive here late in the second period. Much of the second period, the Gladiators have been the better team offensively and defensively, creating all the opportunities in the Florida end, but last 2 or 3 shifts have belonged to Florida. Here comes Landry to the neutral zone, slowly brushing it to the left side. And shutting down Romano on the entry is Furiolo. Again, Furiolo acting as a forward here tonight due to the injuries, and now get a whistle with 3:21 to go in the second period. Looks like the Gladiators were offside. It looks like a helmet came off, and they're calling a penalty on this. So Boudon is going to go to the box. And it looks like Florida is going to the power play. Interesting play there. So it looked like it was initially an offside, and did see a bucket come off, and I think out of all of that, Florida Everblades are going to the power play. It's a helmet violation on Louis Boudon that has the Everblades on their 3rd power play of the game. So far, on the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill, the Gladiators are 2 for 2. Look to keep that train rolling and go to 3-3. So one of the strangest penalties you'll ever see. You don't see that one very often. It's a helmet violation on Boudon. And Florida is on the power play. Staying on the right wing. Give and go with Casero. Gladiators blast the puck out of the zone as Chow couldn't keep it in. With it now is Reed Duke. And dropping off for Casero. Slingshot pass. Chow's on the run. Stops at the left half wall. Spins away from Denemy. Backhands it back up to the line for Duke. Drives towards the net. Duke shoots. Goes off a stick and over the head of Semtenfelter. At the right point, Casero keeps it in. Winds, fakes, left side shot. Stopped by Semtenfelter. The initial shot was blocked by Matier, and seems like he's feeling that one a bit. You could hear that one from all the way up here. Laying it all out on the line. We'll skate it off and head towards the bench. 54 seconds left on the Everblade power play. It does seem like Florida is playing with a little bit more life here, a little bit more jump late in the second period as the Everblades whipping and zipping around, moving that puck at ease. Here in the opening minute of their third power play. Bodies get tangled up on the far wall. Alex Young scoops the puck free and delivers it down for another Gladiator clear. Personnel out there for Atlanta: Burns, Young, Jarvis, and Les. Here comes Romano on the right wing. Held to the outside by Jarvis. Puck creeps to the blue paint. Semtenfelter is able to poke check it away. At the right point, Sambrook. Has Gasevich in the corner. Now back up top to Sambrook. Shot goes into traffic. It's blocked by Jarvis. And the Glads have it up ice. Developing 2-on-1. Burns shorthanded. Gets tripped up. And now Florida will touch up. And that'll do it for the power play for the Everblades. So Mickey Burns scores a shorthanded goal on Sunday. Draws a penalty here. Shorthanded on Friday. With 10 seconds left on the penalty to Boudon. We'll play 4-on-4 for that period. And then Atlanta will head to the power play. Tripping is the call as Sambrook takes a seat. The quartet now for the Gladiators is Nychuk, McNamee, Francis, and Sylvester. Cody Sylvester, the Gladiators captain, talking to David Lilly, our referee tonight. .131 left in the second period. So there is a scenario to where if the Gladiators don't score on their abbreviated power play, that could carry over to the start of the third. Face off on the near circle. McNamee will take it. It is won by Florida. Berzola with it on the right wing. Stretches it up. Duke takes it on the fly. On the left wing. Cuts to the middle. Shut down by Francis, but that's going to be a penalty. And Francis not happy about it. Very adamant that it should be called, but it is holding on Francis. And so, just as quickly as it started, the Glad's power play ends. We're going to go back to 4-on-4 with 1:19 left in the period. It's a fast break. Duke cutting towards the net. Francis kind of leans a shoulder into him and 4-on-4 for the next minute and 48 at the very least. With 1:19 left in the second period, seems like this will spill over into the third. No matter which way you slice it. Face off to the right of Semtenfelter. So now it's McNamee out there with Nychuk, Sylvester, and Matier. Take the face off against Jones. Jones wins it for Florida. Berzola from low to high. Tries to locate a man down low, but losing an edge is Pfizer. Gladiators move up ice. It's Nychuk. Cross ice to McNamee. Reaches out for a shot that goes wide of Johnson. Florida takes it on the move. Puck is speared away by Sylvester on the back check. Under 1 minute to go here in the second. Bouncing puck from the left circle. Here's a trailer. Brazola right side. Looks to center. Broken up by McNamee. He was on red alert and makes an excellent play. Mateer will wait behind his cage. 35 seconds left in the period. Finds Nychuk at the blue line. Gets bottled up by two Everblades. Spinorama from Chow in the high slot. Gets rubbed off the puck by Young. Great play there from Alex Young. First full season in Atlanta. He is not disappointed. Nychuk. Drop pass to Boudon on the left side. Looks to center, and that one is broken up on another good defensive play, this time for Florida. 3-on-2 up ice. Stang from the right side. Co-drag down low for Landry. Couldn't quite corral it, and now he's shoved away from the puck by Les. Forced to the outside, and the period will end.
That's the end of the second period. The score in battle by 0. Shots on goal 13 for Atlanta, 17 for your Everblades.
Second period comes to an end the same way that it started. Atlanta leads it 1-0 through 40 minutes of play. We'll open up the third period with 29 seconds of 4-on-4 time. And then the Everblades will have a very short stint on the power play, not barring any changes. There's a fast and fun-filled second period of play. Back and forth action, but all in all, Semptimphelter and the Glads hold firm. And they keep their 1-0 lead headed into the locker room yet again. Lone goal was scored back in the first period by Chad Nychuk on the power play. 1:55 left in the period. Assisted by Isaac Walter, who we haven't seen in a while. We'll talk about what's going on down at ice level here in tonight's game and what the personnel is looking like for the Gladiators as we preview the third period and look at the out-of-town scoreboard. All that and a whole lot more coming up next on the second intermission report here from Estero. We're back in a moment.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Fucking lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Welcome back to Estero, Florida, where through two periods of play, the Gladiators have a 1-0 lead. As we are joined here on the show by Mitch Korn, the Gladiators goaltending coach, and you actually do a lot with the club throughout our affiliation agreement with Nashville, Milwaukee, and here in Atlanta. So, Mitch, for those of you who don't know you, tell us about yourself and what you do with the team.
Well, my job is, the title is Director of Goaltending. I run the goalie department, and we've created a goalie department which encompasses a variety of things. Obviously, encompasses and makes us responsible for all the goalies that we have that are pros. There were 2 NHL goalies, 2 AHL goalies, and this year there were 2 ECHL goalies that we're responsible for. And then we're responsible for those that are not pros yet, but are drafted, are property. We got a guy in Finland. We got a guy playing in the Quebec League. We got a guy playing at the University of Michigan who's actually playing right now as we speak. I've got that in my ear while I'm here watching this one. So there's 3 additional goalies. Now we have 9. And at the same time, we're planning for the future. So we're watching free agents, and we're getting ready for the amateur draft, which happens in June. So we have all of that. I have 2 goalie coaches in our organization, a full-time goalie coach that's Ben Vanderklok in Nashville, and Jason Barron, who's in Milwaukee. They're there mostly all the time. Jason Barron's responsible for our amateur scouting, of which I work with him, and he does the evaluation in person. I do a lot of video. When Jason leaves, I go into Milwaukee and I become him. We don't have a dedicated goalie coach in Atlanta. That belongs to me. So I take care of the Atlanta guys. That's why I'm here now. And you know, I try to see them once a month, though I did more here early. And then we coach them remotely. We use software. I get at the if I wasn't with you guys right now tonight, if the game ended at 10, by 11 o'clock, I would have the video of tonight's game broken down, what we call a goalie tape. And then in the software we have, I would mark it up. I could put notes, I could draw lines, I could put circles, I can do all kinds of stuff. And by the time the goalie goes to bed, hopefully, he's got the video. And he can see the video and he can get my comments and, you know, good, bad, or indifferent. He'll have all that. I'd like them to do it before they go to sleep, because then sleep is the great equalizer, right? And then you wake up tomorrow, especially if it wasn't a great game, you wake up tomorrow refreshed because you need to sleep to reset. And if you had a good game, well, that's great, you know? And so they're always learning, we're always teaching, and that's what we do. And we just keep building, and every day the weekends are busy because everybody plays on the weekends. So I've got video out the yin-yang in order to do that on a given night. I have help from both the 2 goalie coaches to do that. And we also have an additional member of our goalie department, and that's Pekka Rinne, who's a Nashville Predator Hall of Famer, has a statue in front of the building. Pekka is our European goalie coach and scout. He takes care of the goalie we have in Finland. He does amateur scouting and preparation for the draft overseas. And he brings to the table what myself, Ben, or Jason can't. He played at a high level in this league. We may know what we're doing, but everybody wants to be Pekka Rinne. Nobody wants to be me.
Well, we're happy to have you here, especially with us here in Atlanta. And you guys put in a lot of hard work, and that's hard work that does not go unrecognized, and I think that kind of speaks for itself here tonight. Let's talk about TJ Semptimphelter and what he's been able to do today. So you talk about that goalie tape. You talk about what you're looking for throughout the course of the game. What have you seen from your vantage point so far tonight?
Well, we started with TJ actually in the summer in trying to I don't change people, but we do believe that there's a certain way you need to play. Now, there's some latitude in that way, but there are things that get you in trouble and things that keep you out of trouble. And obviously, we want to eliminate the things that get you into trouble. Some of those things are too much movement, being out of the net too far, being in the net too deep, getting too wide with your feet, things like that get you into trouble as the game is going on for a lot of different reasons. So we started with him in the summertime. He spent the summer in Nashville working out, and Benny Vanderklok was there and went on the ice with him a bunch. And obviously he was part of rookie camp, as was Ethan Heider. And then both those guys went for 4 training camps with us. They had a rookie camp, they had an NHL training camp, they had an American League training camp, and they had an ECHL training camp. So they were chomping at the bit to get it going a weekend ago and to start playing. And so we've been working with those guys. So far tonight, and I don't want to jinx anybody, but he's played within himself. His greatest assets are his tracking ability and his quickness. And one of the things that he needed to improve on was his positioning. When I say positioning, being square to the puck, not being flat. So you have to rotate when pucks are at your side. If you're flat, if you know anything about geometry, you know it can get by you. Goaltending's all geometry, by the way, and it really is, so you can get in the way. And not playing with too much depth or being too far away from the goal line, because then they can play the game around you, and you can't get what we call under pucks, because you got to get square and under pucks. So the further out you are, the harder it is to adjust to the change in location of a puck. So it's a balancing act. Out too far, they're going to play around you. In too deep, they're going to snipe you. So you've really got to be precise. And it's getting harder and harder to be precise, because the players are getting smarter and smarter, more and more skilled, and more deceptive. So they're encrypting some of the things they're doing in terms of making passes look like shots, making shots look like passes, making shots to the glove look like they're going 5-hole, all those things. So it's a high-speed chess game. And we play high-speed chess now every night.
Well, it seems like it's an evolving game. I mean, you think back, a number of years ago, and after the year, you're kind of telling me about your resume, working with guys like Hasek, and then now Pekka Rinne, who's now on your staff. And it seems like it's probably a good thing to have a guy like Rinne on your staff, as he played quite recently, so has a bit more of a familiar taste to the modern style of the game. But it's interesting that you bring that up. And think about TJ Septenfelter through the first 2 periods here tonight. He stopped all 17 shots that he's seen. Again, we don't want to jinx anything, but it's been a pretty good night for him so far. Take us back to last night, seeing Ethan Heider in Orlando, ends up stopping 31 of 34. What did you like about his game that day?
Well, I thought last night he was, if you're comparing, and as a goalie, you want to be better than the guy at the other end of the ice, because then you give your team a chance to win. And he was. He stopped. He faced 34. The other guy faced 24. He gave up 3 too late, and right. The other guy gave up 5. I thought Heider was really good when it was 1-0 and 2-0 for us. I thought he found pucks in traffic. He really did a great job with his rebounds. He contained pucks from his body. He didn't create more work for himself, or he didn't turn bad shots into good shots. And so I was real pleased with his game last night, and I thought he had a large impact on the fact that the Atlanta won the game.
It feels like Atlanta's goaltending is one of its biggest strengths this season. Of course, we do have the 2 goalies under contract with Milwaukee that were assigned to us at the start of the season. So, Mitch, it's been great having them here in Atlanta. What are you looking for out of Septenfelter here in the 3rd period as Florida continues to press like we saw late in the 2nd period?
At the end of the day, he's got to keep it out. We may not get more than 1, and that one's got to stand up. That's going to be hard. And if they should tie it, he can't lose his focus and his concentration and let down at all. He's got to then keep it tied and give us a chance there. It's not easy. It is a game of mental fortitude, because you know they're going to press. This is a championship team. They've won, 3 championships in a row and lost in the semifinals a year ago. They've got great pedigree, and on different occasions they've been able to score at will. This way, we've tonight so far we've been able to prevent that, and so we just want them to get us through the game.
Well, it's been a great night so far. Mitch, one last question for you. You did bring that up into my mind, talking about fortitude and composure in an environment like this on the road, playing against a team as good as Florida. How does a goalie keep his emotions in check and stay calm and in the game?
Our job is a really 2 complete opposites. You need to be calm but really fast. You need to be relaxed but really ballistic. And they're opposites, and you've got to be opposites all the time. That's what makes this so difficult. And my dad used to have a saying, mind over matter. And that's what it takes in these particular cases, because your emotions can get the best of you. The only way to control your emotions is with mental toughness. It's your mind that controls your emotions. And if the emotions get stronger than your mind, they take over, and that's not a good thing. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
That's what we're hoping to find. And it's a learning process. You can't turn the scoreboard on a Tuesday afternoon at practice and say, we're going to work on your mental toughness.
It's tough. I mean, how do you teach that? That's a tough thing.
You have to live it. Okay, it's called body of work. And body of work is very important. And that's why guys start in the East Coast League to generate bodies of work so they can grow to the American League. They can grow to the National League. You know, he played college hockey, which college hockey does not play 7-game series.
Yep.
They play one and done. Now, one and done is like game 7, but it's not like game 3.
Right.
And so we want this team to get in the playoffs. We want these guys to experience that, because when you end up in the National Hockey League and you're playing in a playoff series, my goodness, you've had to play in them before. It's your body of work that gets you ready for that. I can't get you ready for that on a Tuesday afternoon in February because I can't fill the building and make the game where the shot's important, because you know they're not until you're in that moment.
Well, pressure makes diamonds, and TJ Semptimphelter will look to ride this one out. Get the Gladiators to victory. Big test for the youngster. Mitch, thank you so much for your time and your insight.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
My pleasure.
We're back to Hertz Arena here for the start of the third period in just a moment after a word from our local sponsors.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Fucking lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
The third period awaits between Atlanta and Florida. Both teams back out there for the start of the final frame. TJ Semptimphelter has had a phenomenal night so far, stopping 17 of 17. On the other end, Cam Johnson has stopped 12 of 13. The lone goal came on the power play late in the first period. Second was scoreless. We'll open the third with 29 seconds of 4-on-4 action before Florida heads to a short and abbreviated power play, barring any changes. It's been a fun game so far here tonight, but now it is crunch time. This is the biggest test for the Gladiators so far this season, deep in enemy territory, playing the reigning South Division champs. This team went all the way to the conference final before getting bested by the eventual champion Trois-Rivières Lions. The Everblades are no joke. Atlanta looking to snap their 9-game losing streak in this building and their 15-game losing streak to the Everblades overall. It's been a great performance by the Gladiators to this point, but the margin is slim. It's just one. And so now in the third period, We're going to get to find out what this Gladiators team is made of. Yesterday, we saw them put up a 5 spot on the Orlando Solar Bears. The offense was off and running there. Today, it's been more of a defensive and goaltending battle. And we'll find out if TJ Sempton-Felter can best Cam Johnson here tonight on a Friday night in late October. The scene is set for the third period. Gladiators wearing blue jerseys with gold numbers and Gladiator gold trim will skate from left to right in the third period. Everblades wearing gray jerseys with green numbers and blue trim will skate from right to left. Puck is dropped and the third period is underway. 4 aside to start. It's Mateer between the circles with it for Atlanta. Looks up ice, feeds it towards his right for Burns. Over the red line from skate to glove to stick. Atlanta's offside on the zone entry. Clock stops 17 seconds in, 12 seconds is left on the penalty to Sambrook, and then Francis, 12 seconds later, after he comes out, will be released from his sentence. So after Sambrook comes out, Florida has a 12-second power play to work with. The Gladiators get a shift change in. Cipollone out there with Les, Jarvis, and Denemy in the tail end of the 4-on-4 action. Florida has it. They'll pelt it to the left side. Hot puck rolls towards the net. And the backhand goes Romano. Out of the box is Sambrook. Gladiators dump it down. They can do so without facing the repercussion of an icing because they are shorthanded. And now here comes Francis, and we're back to 5-on-5. Florida into the attacking zone. Penny gets slammed by Jarvis on the wall. Gladiators twist it back down towards Johnson. Softly keeps it moving. And he's out there on the forecheck is Francis. Down goes Casero. Wanted a penalty. Not this time. Jones spars it at the Gladiator blue line. Handled by Conroy. Wants McNamee on the right wing wall. Puck jumbles over his stick. Moving with Sylvester, they gain the attacking line. Doherty's lost his stick. McNamee trying to take advantage in the corner. Puck leaks over to the left side. Conroy pinching, tries to leave it for Sylvester. Miscommunication there, and Florida takes advantage. Betts gains the attacking zone, is stood up by Sylvester. Puck goes to the end wall where Robilotti works against Best. Isevich helps in to steal it for Florida. From point to point, Henry across. Landry back to Henry. From the left wing half wall. He's forced to the outside by Nolan. Checked off the puck there by the former member of the Fayetteville Marksmen of the SBHL. Fumbling puck goes between the circles. It's corralled by Young. Had 2 goals in yesterday's game. Florida enters the zone. Close to being an offside, but they do work their way in. Centering feed. Pushed to the wall by Denemy. On the right wing, Young scoots it out. Nolan puts it wide right of Johnson and heads off for a line change. Puck on the end wall in the Gladiator zone. Peeling it away from there is Nychuk. Turns it over to Pfizer. Now Nychuk subsequently gets it back. Miscommunication at the Gladiators' blue line. Florida takes advantage. Loose puck along the left wing wall. Needham around the horn. Just a scamper to it was Pfizer, and now the net behind Sempton-Felter has come off, and that's the reason for the whistle with 17-18 to go in the third. Florida buzzing to start the period. New personnel comes on for Florida. It is the line of Duke, Lansdale, and Stang. Stang lined up in the slot here. Watch out if Florida wins the faceoff. They do. Long shot into traffic, wide of the goal. Stang was there right in front of the net. Florida keeps possession. Only for a moment as stumbling was Lansdale. Atlanta has it. Through the center zone goes Denemy. Puts it on goal to Johnson, who steers it over to one of his defensemen and keeps the play moving. Florida moving with speed through the neutral zone. Stang darts to the middle. Stang Trojak shot wide of the goal. Doherty keeps it in at the left point. Moves it from high to low. Below the goal line is Duke. Fed up to the right point for a long try by Berzola. Simptonfelter's got that as well. And now a skirmish in front of him as the whistle blows. 3:20 into the third. With Atlanta still holding a 1-0 lead. We have not seen Isaac Walter for a while in this game. Boudon out there with Francis and Burns. That line being put together today due to the absence of Lyndon Scardina. And I think about potentially losing Walter for the rest of the game as well. Behind the net, Les jabbing at it with Penny. Boudon in there to help out as well. The alternate captain for Atlanta. He's represented France internationally in his career. Florida puts it towards the slot, broken up nicely by the Gladiators defense, and Francis will clear to the neutral zone. Trying to hit Boudon on the move. Instead, puck up for grabs at the Florida blue line, and now on the right wing wall, Robilotti hems Florida in their own end. Weasels his way all the way to the end wall before the Everblades take it away. They'll rainbow it to the neutral zone where it plops at the red line and is scooped up by Penny, driving towards the net, and Morgan on the back check makes a great play. He's able to rub him off, but here come the Everblades again. They'll squeeze their way to the right wing corner. Robilotti pins it up against the wall. He's able to hack it over to Cipolone. Getting it there is Kyle Betts for Florida. Centering feed for a try. Simptonfelter square to it and makes the save on Chow. Chow keeps it in the zone. Walking the line. Feeds it to the right. They'll move towards the net. It's Betts with a try. Blocked by Conroy. Atlanta feeling the heat on their heels. Shot from the left wing by Henry stays in. Wide of the goal. Cipolone without a stick tries to kick it out of the zone and does. What an effort from Joey Cipolone. Florida comes roaring back. They'll pitch it to the end wall. Kasevich tangled up there. Robilotti and Conroy trying to peel away from him. They can't do it. Shot at the right point by Landry. Blocked by Sylvester. Atlanta needs a whistle here. They are reeling. Kasevich on the right wing wall. Plays it to the corner for Chow. Looks like a Florida power play, but it is 5-on-5. Chow from the right wing wall. Spinorama tries to go around Robilotti, but the New York native has it covered. He clears the zone. Shouldn't be an icing here. And Atlanta is able to get a change. They survived that sequence. Everblades gearing up for more. Needham goes down the left wing, puts it below the goal line. Cluster up there as 3 Gladiators and 2 Everblades converge. Fans urging play to roll on. 6 minutes gone by in the third. Still a 1-0 Gladiator lead. Officials like to not blow the whistle, and here comes Sylvester out of the pile. And here is Walter back on the ice through the neutral zone. Gains the attacking zone. Squashed off the puck by Needham. Good to see Isaac Walter back out there for the Gladiators. It had been some time since we last saw him. Meanwhile, on the left side goes Duke. Plunges into the attacking zone. Stops at the point. Gets to the high slot. Tries to rip a shot off. Young got a stick in front. Second try. Blocked by Jarvis. Puck goes below the goal line. Florida pelts it to the right point. Doherty levels it down low. Looking for Lansdale, and he's got him. Lansdale hits Jarvis up high. That should be a penalty. Jarvis is hurt. And they blow the whistle. Jarvis got elbowed right in the chin, and he's in some distress, and his teammates will stick up for him. Everybody coming together in the corner. Hopefully Andrew Jarvis is okay. Looks like he's leaking a bit of blood there. Nick Nelson, the athletic trainer, will come and tend to him, but that's a scary sight. That's a hit that does not belong in the game. It was a reverse hit Both players were going towards the wall, and Jarvis got hit right in the face with an elbow. And it didn't look like they were initially going to call anything on that play. Hopefully Jarvis is okay, as he is going to be sent directly to the locker room. And Jarvis definitely has a bloody nose, and we won't say too much on that there, but he's staying out there. He's trying to bark towards the officials, get a word in there, and now he'll go off. So at least Andrew Jarvis seeming to be at least vocal, but he is leaking a bit of blood, and we'll head off for some fine-tuning in attendance from Nick Nelson, the athletic trainer. And now back here on the ice, going to have a conference between the officials. Cody Sylvester, the captain for the Gladiators, trying to get a word in and see if we get a call here. Looks like they send us to the media timeout. But you know what? I don't really care. We got a lot to talk about here. 13:03 left in the third period. 1-0 Gladiators lead. And again, on that sequence where Jarvis clearly got elbowed in the face, they didn't call anything on the ice beforehand, and then everybody came together afterwards after everybody saw that Jarvis clearly was not getting up. He did skate to the locker room under his own power, which was good to see. So we'll wait and see if there's any call that's going to be made, but as of right now, it doesn't look like there will be. So it looks like we'll stay 5-on-5. Everblades has sent out 5 players out there, and so have the Gladiators. And that's all I'll say on that. So we'll keep an eye on Andrew Jarvis and see if he's able to return to tonight's game. 13:03 left in the third period. Took an elbow to the face. Face off to the right of Semptimphelter. Boudon will take it against Jones. Everblades win it. High slot shot. Semptimphelter eats it up. No rebound. 12:59 left in the third. Now we see a face-off to the left of Semptimphelter. Face-off on the far circle. Jones will take it against Boudon again. Boudon is victorious. Puck is whacked to the neutral zone. Francis had a chance to take that in stride, but it was just about a foot behind. Nychuk to Boudon on the left wing wall. The Glad scramble to the neutral zone. Here's Francis on the right side. Grabs the puck, is checked into the wall by Doherty. Play getting chippy here in the third. Temper starting to flare, especially after the no call on the hit to Jarvis. Everblades ice the puck with 12:28 to go in the third. Personnel group for Atlanta: Walter, Denemy, Young, Conroy, and Robilotti. Alex Young, 6 points in 3 games to start the year. Walter with a lone assist in tonight's game on the Nychuk goal, stationed to his left in the slot. Young wins the face-off, but geometry not on the Gladiators' side. Angles off the wall. Now to the neutral zone where Robilotti will field it. Chow tries to shimmy in on the right side. Gladiators are able to stand him up. Young takes a stab at it on the near side, held in by Betts. Working with Chow, shot from the left wing, stopped by Semptimphelter, fought off high. Here's a chance for Cazzero. Leaves it for Chow. Cross ice for a chance. Into traffic. Semtenfelter to the save. And it's swept away by Denemy. Now at the left point, Cazzaro keeps it in. Long try. Fought off by Semtenfelter. And now Conroy will skate it free. Ryan Conroy able to maneuver in. Goes across looking for Young. It's broken up. Really good after stick there from Carson Gasevich on the back check for Florida. Stays a 1-0 game with 11:25 and counting left in the third. Florida taking their time, surveying the land. Creeping out is Henry. He'll gain the red line, drift towards his right, try and backhand it in. Sylvester stands him up, and Florida is offside. Face off in front of the Gladiators bench. McNamee wins it. Quickly goes less to the puck. Slams it into the attacking zone off the near side wall. Gathered by Berzola. Turned over behind the net. Sylvester on his forehand tries to cut towards the goal. Forced to the outside. Finds Les up high. That's pelted to the end wall where Cipollone is waiting. Springs it to Les from the right wing half wall. Les returns it to Cipollone. Behind the net is Sylvester. Gets slammed off the puck, and we're going to get a penalty. Holding. And it's going to go against the Everblades. So Atlanta will get another chance on the power play. Now headed to the box for Florida is Connor Doherty. Penalty comes 9:23 into the third period. Brilliant chance now for the Gladiators to extend their lead to 2. Feels like a big turning point in tonight's game. See if Atlanta can capitalize. Face off in the left circle. Puck stays in the zone. It's kicked over to the near corner where Walter skates into it. Gets it to the right point for Francis. Across he goes to Nychuk. Back the other way to Francis. Tips it to Sylvester. Top of the right circle. Drifts towards the point. Down low has McNamee. He'll cut towards the net. Feed it to the middle. It's broken up by Stang. He'll skate it out to the neutral zone and whack it into the Gladiators' end where it's gobbled up by Nychuk. Pressure still being put on by Stang. Francis gains the red line. Now the attacking zone. Feeds it to the left side for Walter. On his forehand. Walter across to Nychuk. A blast towards the goal. It's blocked. Hit his own man in McNamee. Puck goes to the outside and off the near wall. It's picked up by Betts. Surges through the neutral zone and is defended nicely by Francis on the back check. 1 minute left on the Atlanta power play. The Eco Electric power play has converted once here tonight in South Florida. Boudon takes it in the neutral zone. Quickly feeds it to the left side. Burns to the goal. Low shot stopped by Johnson. Rebound comes up high. Conroy to the right side. Young down low to Burns. Top of the right circle. Young reels it back in. Up high. Conroy fires wide. Burns the rebound. Run right circle, and it just goes wide right of Johnson. Good puck movement from the Gladiators, but can't find a way to sneak it by. They'll try again with 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Burns comes speeding in. Drops it back to Conroy. Along the left wing wall, he'll survey. Back to Burns below the goal line. On his forehand, centers, and it comes out. Young on the right side. Gets it to Burns. He'll tap it in. The power play has expired. And it remains a 1-0 Gladiators lead. We're back to even strength. Florida comes barreling in. Cross ice feed just out of the reach for Lansdale. Furiolo able to take away the angle. Staying to the left point for a shot that's turned away by Semptenfelter. At the line, Florida can't keep it in. Gazero was drifting off balance. Puck escapes the zone. Now on the left side, Duke cuts to the net. Steered away by Denemy and company. Under 8 minutes left in the third. Gladiators lead 1-0. Unable to capitalize on the latest eco-electric power play. Atlanta now 1 for 4 on the man advantage tonight. Andrew Jarvis has left the game earlier due to a mouth injury. He was elbowed up in the face earlier on in the period. He has not returned since. And I think because of that, we've seen Anthony Furiolo play as a defenseman after dressing as a forward earlier today. A lot of juggling for the Gladiators here today in terms of personnel and their groupings. McNamee steers it down low to Sylvester. Behind the net on the backhand, tries to center. Ends up getting broken up. Puck held in the zone by Conroy. Serves it from high to low. Around the horn it goes to Robilotti pinching. He's able to push the puck over to the opposite corner. Florida carries it out. Conroy in front of his own bench, steps in front of a pass. Gladiators into the zone. Slingshot to Boudon on the left side. Gets decked down. That'll be a penalty on Sambrook. Gladiators headed back to the power play. Louis Boudon had some speed, barreling towards the net. Got hauled down by Sambrook. Atlanta back to the power play for the 5th time tonight. When we come back, Gladiators hanging on to a 1-0 lead with 6:47 left in the first. In the third.
Oh, blimey. You've let us astray again.
But these maps are so tricky.
I've got your treasure.
Do tell, Daddy.
Play Keno and win money every 3.5 minutes.
Kevin, give the signal. You pick 10 numbers.
Fire!
Then Keno picks 20.
The more we be matching,
The more we be winning!
And now we feast. Or not. Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes playing Keno.
Kind of feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
Wild third period here in Estero from Hertz Arena. Gladiators hanging on to a 1-0 lead that they secured late in the first period off a power play goal from Chad and Nychuk from Isaac Walter. Since then, this game has had its twists and turns and ups and downs, but all in all, here in the third, the Gladiators are headed to their 5th power play chance of the night. They've previously gone 1 for 4. The difference maker tonight came on the power play. An insurance marker on the man advantage could be the difference between a win and a loss. We're back on the eco-electric power play. Glads win the opening faceoff. Francis to the left point for Nychuk. They'll take it in on the right side. Francis up top to Sylvester. At the line, it's Nychuk. Back to Sylvester, top of the right circle. Gets a lay of the land, finds Nychuk again. Left side bomb by Francis is blocked, and the Everblades will skate it out. Kusevich, shorthanded, tries to split the D. Nychuk forces him to the outside. 6:20 left in the third. Glads get the puck back. 30 seconds shaved off. The penalty to Sambrook. Francis on the right wing, gains the attacking zone. Tries to slow to a halt, but instead loses the puck to Chow, and now the Everblade will scamper to the right wing. Chow shut down by Nychuk. He stiff arms him and stands him up. On the right wing goes McNamee. Leaves it for Nychuk, puts it towards the goal and gets deflected off the leg of Chow. On the left side, Boudon takes it in. He'll deal it to the right. Sylvester down low. McNamee turns and shoots. And it's snapped up low by the glove of Johnson. And now, after the whistle, Boudon hauls down Kyle Betts. And a little bit more pushing and shoving. Boudon not happy with Connor Doherty either. He's got to be careful here. You don't want to take a penalty on a sequence like that, and especially at a stage in the game like this. 5:44 left in the third. Your team's on the power play for the next 57 seconds. This is an opportunity to close out the game. And for Boudon, you don't want that to boil over. He is lucky, though, and will not get called or caught here. And it looks like Doherty was going to be sent to the penalty box. He is now being escorted to the Everblades tunnel by one of the linesmen, Nathan Frechette. Will remain a Gladiator power play 5-on-4 with 57 seconds left on the penalty to Sambrook. 5:44 to go in the third. Boudon will take the face-off against Kyle Betts. Those two exchanging some words. Can only imagine what's being said down there. Not sure it would be too family-friendly, so we'll keep it up to the imagination. Conroy has it at the right point. Down low, locates Burns. Conroy across. Back to Young, right circle, spins away from Chow. As Conroy at the line, back to Young, down low, Burns across to Cipolone. Gladiators cycling the puck here as Young from the right point serves it down low to Burns. Centering feed to Boudon, hacks off his stick with 30 seconds left on the power play. Conroy spinning, loses an edge, can't keep it in the zone as the Everblades will skate it free. Young slams down an Everblade. That's Chow receiving the full force of Young. Meanwhile, 15 seconds left on the power play. Gladiators come skating in. On the left side, it's Burns. Backhands it to Conroy up top. Feeds it to the left side. Cipolone shoots wide left of Johnson, and that'll do it for the power play. 4:45 left in the third. It remains a 1-0 Gladiator lead. Atlanta looking to stay perfect and improve to 4-0. Florida puts a low shot in on Semptimphelter. He freezes with 4:31 left in the third. What an exciting game we have had here in Estero. It's had its ups and downs. And this has no shortage of intensity. We'll find out how this one ends as the Gladiators lead by the slimmest of margins with 4:31 left to go. It's 1-0 Atlanta when we come back to Hertz Arena.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
Kind of feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
We are back to action here in the third period with 4:31 to go. This is the biggest test for the Gladiators yet this season, and we had a feeling that that would be the case heading into tonight's game. Playing the defending South Division champions, Florida has won 3 of the last 4 Kelly Cups. They're the team to beat, and so far Atlanta's been up to the task, but need to find a way to close it out here. Shot from the right point, blocked by a defenseman in front of Semptimphelter. They'll chuck it to the right side. Sylvester tries to skate into it. It's thrown off the puck, and now Florida will possess behind Johnson. Pizarro over the red line. Flips it over to the right side. Staying wanted a piece of it. Atlanta able to pop it back out to center. Under 4 to go. Pizarro over the red line. Rips it into the attacking zone. Cipollone touches it over to the near corner for Matier. Shrugs off pressure. Able to get it to the point, but not out. Spinning and holding it is Stang. Puts it towards the goal. Pushed away by Semptimphelter. Here come the Everblades again. Diving shot from Penny. Stick gets in front of that. And now at the left point, Landry keeps it in. Spits it over to the right side. Skating into it is Romano. They'll lift the puck out of play with 3:22 left in the third. Shot count reads 23-18 in favor of Florida. But it is the Gladiators that still have the lead. And the shot count has been pretty even throughout the last two periods. After the Gladiators got outshot 11-6 through one. The margin was 7-6 in the second period and now 5-6 here in the third. So the numbers were true. Figured that this could be a low shot count kind of game when it coming into it. Both teams so far this season have done a good job of limiting shots on goal. That has done just that. Here's a 3-on-1 for the Gladiators. Burns left side, shoots, and it's stopped by Johnson. Puck squeaks over to the near side. Florida stays alive. 3 minutes to go in the third. Burns waxing off his own end wall for Conroy. Gathers some steam, pitches it into the attacking zone, and heads towards the bench. Young out on the forecheck. Escaping that pressure is Landry. Serves it up to Gasevich. Gains the attacking zone, but Betts was offside, trying to stretch out to stay onside, but lost his balance. Whistle blows with 2:41 left in the third. Face off in front of the Gladiators bench. It is won by Florida. Chow in the neutral zone. Filters it down low. Semptimphelter out to play it. Softly touches it to Nychuk. Florida gets it back. Got a piece of it for a second, but now it is McNamee lifting it to the neutral zone for Sylvester. Able to fend off Sambrook and transfer the puck from the neutral zone to the Florida end with 2:14 to go in the third. Keep an eye on Johnson to see when the Everblades might want to pull him for the extra attacker. They are still down here as time dwindles down. Semptimphelter plays it to the right side. Corralled by Chow, has a trailer. It's Berzola, fresh off the bench, looks to center, goes in and out of the slot. Florida keeps possession. Still 5-on-5. At the line, Kazero creeps in and shoots. Blocked by his own man. Gasevich got a piece of it, and Atlanta clears. 100 seconds left in regulation. Johnson thinking about it. Florida with possession, and here he goes. Johnson to the bench. Florida dumps it in. Semptimphelter tries to flip it out. It's a turnover, and Florida fumbles it. Cross-ice pass would not go. TJ Semptimphelter's a lucky man as Atlanta ices the puck. He tried to come out and play that, and I think he wanted to dump it down. I don't know if he was going for the goalie goal or not, but came out to play it and just whiffed. And Florida had the puck, and they sent it tumbling towards the crease, and nobody was there. And now I believe Brad Ralph, the Florida coach, has called a timeout. Ralph has been there, done that in his 10th season behind the Florida bench. And certainly got the hardware, 3 Kelly Cups to show for it. He'll talk things over as, meanwhile, Matt Ginn and his crew will get a word in. Matt Ginn in his first year behind the bench as the head coach for the Gladiators has done a phenomenal job with Zach Fennell as the assistant. Ginn drawing up a play here for his guys in what is going to be a 6-on-5 sequence in favor of Florida with a net empty. Johnson pulled. 1:19 to go in the third. High drama in Estero. Face-off will be to the right of Semptimphelter, the 5. Boudon, Conroy, Les, Cipollone, and Denemy. Florida sending out the big guns. Jones to take the face-off with Stang, Chow, Gasevich, Gazzaro, and Berzola. Florida wins the draw from the right point. Across they go to Berzola. From the left side, creeps to the high slot. Feeds it to the right. Chow back to Berzola. They'll play catch with it. Berzola has it at the line. Long try into traffic. Semptimphelter sees it, locates it, and grabs it with 1:01 to go in the third. Les and Conroy will come off. On comes Mateer and Nychuk. Face off to the left of Semptimphelter. Florida personnel says the same. Jones will take the face off. It's won by Boudon. Glad's clear to the neutral zone. Berzola fumbles it. Cipollone with the pressure to the empty cage, diving, and it would not go. Behind the cage, Atlanta tries to get possession. 47 seconds left on the clock. Pinned up against the wall. Either way, time drains off the clock. Florida has possession. Chow to the neutral zone. Tries to sidestep Denemy. Play goes into the wall, and the Everblades are offside. 33.4 to go. Oh, man, Cipollone was inches away from scoring what would have been the dagger in the side of the Everblades. Diving towards that puck, but got caught up on the back check, and it ends up going just wide on the near side. Trauma continuing to build. 33.4 to go. Neutral zone face-off. Betts will take it against McNamee. Betts wins the face-off. Florida has it. 30 seconds to go as they drive it in. They'll go around Semptimphelter to the near side. Gladiators keeping the play to the outside, and Landry can't hold the zone. Here goes Nolan to the empty net, and he will score! That's the dagger, and the Gladiators with a 2-0 lead are going to escape Estero with the win. What a gutsy game from the Gladiators. Matt Ginn's crew has done it again. Every single time this team has faced adversity so far this season, they have been able to overcome it. Down multiple men here tonight. Losing Jarvis in the third period. Didn't matter. This Gladiators team has gone through it and emerged victorious. Semptimphelter plays it on the dump in, gets it to the right point. 5 seconds to go, makes another save. How about the night he's had? TJ Semptimphelter has stopped all 25 shots that he's seen for his first professional shutout. The Gladiators win it 2-0, and they improve to 4-0. What a win here in South Florida. A statement win for TJ Semptimphelter and the Atlanta Gladiators. As if you didn't already know, this Glads team is not the same as years past. They finally break the curse in Florida. For the first time in 2 years, the Gladiators come out of this building with a win. And it's all thanks to TJ Semptimphelter to start from the back end between the pipes. He was perfect, stopping all 25 shots that he saw in his first professional shutout. What a game for Semptimphelter. Chad Nychuk had a power play goal late in the first period. That ends up being the game-winning goal. Ryan Nolan puts in the empty netter to seal it for the Gladiators. Statement win here in South Florida for the boys from Atlanta. Coming up next here from Estero, the postgame show will wrap up this one and look ahead to next weekend back at South Arena when the Savannah Ghost Pirates come to town, as well as the South Carolina Stingrays. Once again, your final score from regulation here in Estero: Atlanta 2, Florida nothing. Gladiators are victorious.
Oh, blimey. You've let us astray again.
But these maps are so tricky.
I've got your treasure.
Do tell, Daddy.
Play Keno and win money every 3.5 minutes. Kevin, give the signal. You pick 10 numbers. Then Keno picks 20.
The more we be matching,
The more we be winning! And now we feast!
Or not. Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes playing Keno.
Kind of feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
This Gladiators team is just built different, man. They escaped Florida with a 2-0 win, and for the first time in a long time, the Gladiators can say that, one, they have won at Hertz Arena, and two, they have beaten the Florida Everblades. They snapped a 15-game losing streak to Florida with a statement win in enemy territory. Atlanta goes 2-0 on the road trip. They improved to 4-0 on the season, and the sky's the limit for Matt Ginn's crew as they put together a phenomenal performance defensively, and it all starts in net thanks to TJ Semptimphelter stopping 25 of 25 for his first professional shutout. Semptimphelter was my MVP tonight, and he's also listed as the first star of the game. Again, 25 out of 25 for the University of North Dakota product. He outduels Cam Johnson, the reigning ECHL goaltender of the year. Doesn't get better than that. What a night for Semptimphelter. Not a lot of scoring in tonight's game. The lone goal in the first period came from Chad Nychuk on the power play. A very awkward-looking play as the Gladiators were on the man advantage. Period was about to come towards its end. 1:55 left in period one, and Gladiators just dumped the puck in, and Cam Johnson on a routine play comes out from behind the net to play the puck, and all of a sudden, he has zero space or time to think. The Gladiators just crash towards him and ends up fumbling the puck. Puck jumbles about. Johnson tries to get back in the position after realizing he doesn't have it anymore, and his team doesn't have possession. So Johnson dives towards the blue paint, ends up getting converged on by a couple of Gladiators. All the while, Nychuk has the puck in the high slot, takes it, skates towards the net, and scores. Simple as that. And the Gladiators had the 1-0 lead through 20 minutes of play, despite being, I would say, heavily outplayed in the first period. I thought the Gladiators' first period was not the best. It's probably the least like the Gladiators that they've looked like throughout the course of this season. Didn't feel like they were on their game. Florida was playing in the Gladiators' end of the ice for most of the first period, and felt like in the second period, if the Gladiators were going to win, they really needed to turn that around, and they did. So after being outshot 11-6 in the first period, the Gladiators pull back in the second period and put together a much better effort. They outshoot the Everblades 7-6 in the middle frame. No scoring in the second period, but we did see the Gladiators go to the power play several times more and to the penalty kill a couple more times. But all in all, the Gladiators hold firm. And you go to the third period, up and down action here, back and forth action. It felt like for a couple shifts there in the opening stages of the third period that the Everblades were really pushing the narrative. They were cycling around the Gladiator zone, really having their way. And again, it kind of goes back to TJ Semptimphelter. He was money. Johnny on the spot for Semptimphelter here tonight. He was perfect. The shutout to prove it. And he keeps the Everblades off the board in the third period as they pressure. Gladiators do get 3 power plays in the third period. They don't convert on any of them, but the real star of the night for the Gladiator special teams is the penalty kill as Atlanta fends off Florida and goes 4 for 4 on the PK. So Atlanta finishes 1 for 5 on the power play, 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. Great night all around for Atlanta as they skate out of here with a win to cap it all off. In a game that featured a lot of drama, Ryan Nolan puts in an empty netter. 17 seconds left on the clock to seal the deal. And Atlanta wins in Florida for the first time in their last 9 tries. Last time the Gladiators won in this building before tonight was April 14th of 2023. It was a 3-1 victory. And the streak is broken. The curse is broken. And as of right now, there's nothing that this Gladiators team can't do, as the sky is the limit for Matt Ginn's crew. They are off and back to Atlanta with a record of 4-0, and they sit all alone atop the South Division. How you feeling, Glads fans? Gotta feel great. Florida does outshoot Atlanta 25-19, but again, the shutout from Semptimphelter gives Atlanta the win. Their 3 stars of the night are Semptimphelter as number 1. Chad Nychuk with the power play goal now has 1 goal and 3 assists for 4 points in his last 4. And Isaac Walter gets the secondary assist on the Nychuk goal. He ends up as the 3rd star of the night. And it looked like he did miss some time in the second period to start, but returned in the 3rd period, which is a good sight to see, as Atlanta was playing without Kalen Lind and Ethan Scardina tonight. And hopefully Andrew Jarvis is okay. He did get an elbow up high there in about the midway point of the 3rd period, and he was leaking a lot of blood. Was still very vocal, got up under his own power, but did go to the locker room. We'll chalk it up as an upper body injury, but hopefully Jarvis is okay, and he's able to rest up during the long rest week and gear up for Savannah on Saturday next week on November 1st, which will be our Dia de los Muertos game. But I don't want to speculate too much on the play against Jarvis, but, you know, it was one of those plays where it definitely was a penalty, and I don't think that the referee saw it as he was deeper down into the zone below the goal line, and the hit happened towards the half wall on the near side. So it's kind of the difference. And Mitch Korn and I were talking about that during one of the breaks for media timeouts. I don't think that the referee saw that, and I think that's why there was a no call. I think if he does see it, it's definitely a penalty all day, every day, but I think that that is the reason why that was not called. And so tough break for Jarvis and the Glads, but they do emerge victorious here at Hertz Arena, and the Gladiators are a perfect 4-0. Is their best start to a season since they started 8-0 2 years ago. Hopefully this season ends up a lot better than that one did, and I certainly think that this year's different for the Gladiators. It feels like the vibes are off the charts. The team is gelling. I mean, think about tonight where you've got guys sliding in and out of the lineup due to injuries. You've got guys moving parts all around. You're at the second game of a road trip. You're playing in South Florida, a place where you haven't won in 2 years. You've lost 9 straight here. You've lost 15 straight to the Everblades. I think a lot of teams in that situation would have just folded and said, yeah, let's just pack it up and get ready for Savannah on the 1st. But not this Gladiators team. Another great showing on the penalty kill. Semptimphelter spectacular in goal. Got 2 good ones in Hyder and Semptimphelter, and Mitch Korn confirmed that on our second intermission interview there. Great stuff all around for the Gladiators. They leave Florida with the win, and then we'll get a long rest week as they get ready for the Savannah Ghost Pirates on November 1st. And before we leave you here tonight, we will remind you that the Gladiators are wearing specialty jerseys for that game, and we're going to reveal those jerseys at Pepe's Mexican Restaurant in Lawrenceville on Wednesday. So while the Gladiators will be resting up, getting ready for Savannah, come on out to Pepe's on Wednesday at 6 p.m. First come, first serve, and check out that new jersey, that specialty jersey. I've seen it. It's another one from Tidal Wave Sports, and I'm telling you guys, those guys don't miss. All right, they cook on every single jersey. You saw the opening night ones. They are fantastic. So make sure you're there for the reveal. And season ticket holders, oh, by the way, you get 10% off at Pepe's now to show your season ticket holder ID, and you are treated to that discount. And so we hope to see everybody there on Wednesday, first come, first serve, to check out the new jersey. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun at Pepe's on Wednesday. So that'll do it for us here from South Florida. What a win for the Gladiators. What a game. They get it done, and they face their demons head on and win that battle. One battle, baby. Back to Atlanta we go. Your final score here from South Florida. The Gladiators 2 and the Everblades nothing. Thank you for watching this presentation of the ECHL, and thank you to the Everblades and their crew for their hospitality and tonight's broadcast. We'll see you back again against Savannah on November 1st on Dia de los Muertos night at Gas South Arena. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 puck drop. Be there or be square. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long from Hertz Arena.